do a D&D game, kind of a special. That would be fantastic. I think the whole thing about the Muppets that works so well is that they all are such interesting characters. You know, it's really well formed. Sorry, you were saying something, Corby? I think I actually talked over you.
Yeah, we're starting.
Okay.
Yeah, just letting you know that we're live and I'm letting people know we exist. Brain, there we go. Let's get the chat. Don't worry about it too much. I was just giving you the heads up.
Sure.
Oh, helps if I can see the chat box. No. Yes, there we go. Thank you, phone. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and we are starting yet another chapter. Starting the first true chapter, with the full prologue done and such. We are starting the first chapter of Fabula Ultima, the castle that would pierce the horizon. And we will start with our opening poem of the day. Week. Yes, I do not do this daily. I just want to very quickly clarify that. There's a role-playing schedule that's unattainable. The Whispered Odyssey. In realms untold where echoes hum, beneath the moon where spirits thrum, a quest unfolds to ruin first, a whispering enigma by fate accursed. Through mountainous lands a heroic stride, to the whispering ruin where secrets hide. 8 pillars guide, their symbols bright, in shadows and light, unveiling the night. Ancient ruins a harsh embrace, stories carved in stone, time can't erase. A world in peril, a perilous song, villains and monsters where heroes belong. Communities clashing, a discordant tale, religious echoes, a rift unveiled. Yet heroes rise to bridge the span in the whispering ruin where destinies began. Everything has a soul, a spiritual dance, matter and energy in cosmic trance. Magic and technology, a dual advance, miraculous marvels in every glance. Heroes diverse in size and shape, from children's dreams to elders' escapes. In reflections deep, their spirits entwine, in the whispering ruin where legends align. All about the heroes, the heart of the tale, dramatic twists where powers set sail. Mystery, discovery, growth in the night, in the whispering ruin under moonlight. Bardic song to guide the brave, to the first ruin where echoes pave. A journey profound, a quest to glean, in the whispering ruin where dreams convene. And thus, we start off our first scene at a grand dining hall.
Very nice.
And we have with us Lucius Aventus, Zevin Demerel, Moore Duncan, and Ether, as Alexander Eckhart is elsewhere in the castle training and preying upon the journey that lies ahead of him. The guard, as you all step through, indicates that you are all offered the side of honor with the other heroes. As you see, there's other adventurers on the right-hand side of the Duke's. From the Duke's perspective, this is the honored side. So there's some other adventurers here. One notably, some sort of half-dragon woman, and clad in a rather... despite how jovial she seems and happily chatting, she's dressed in a rather heavy armor, festooned in skulls and demonic etchings. On the other side of the table, there are a variety of denizens of the duchy, various representatives, beast folk, elves, dwarves, humans, and even one could spy at the far end a nymph along with 2 little fae who are being kept at bay by the dryad, the sylph in question, who is looking after them and making sure they don't go flying around the room constantly. There are guards everywhere, but it's more to keep you all safe, so you don't have to think about defending yourselves from any possible danger. It's like, no, that's our job. Don't worry about it. And of course, at the far end, you see the familiar face, as this is the later that same night, I believe. You see the Duke Andreas, the young Duke Andreas, I should say. And then beside him is the dumb Jessica, the Dark Knight, the Master Lore, the Master Lore Master, and
Lore Master.
Death Knight. Dark Knight, there we go.
What's Jessica's full name?
It's just the Lady Jessica.
Okay.
Or the dumb Jessica. She doesn't take any, she has no ennobled title after that. Which seems to be a thing that the humans of this realm will do. They'll usually just have their first name and no family name. Unless they are ennobled in some way.
Like, my character wouldn't know this, but I'm fairly sure Lady is just a female lord. So, yeah. What was the descriptive phrase you used for her just now? I'm sorry, I didn't get it down in my notes.
She is, well, the Lady Jessica is dressed in knightly attire, but at her resting beside her is a large tome, and kind of looped on the back of her chair is a Dark Knight sword.
Thank you.
All right, I guess it's time for us to figure out what order we're sitting in.
Oh, and of course the Brinius and Vivius will kind of stand guard, will join the guards in maintaining safety, but they'll stay back here because these, they don't get in the way of everyone else, but they can still rush over to where you are if needed. What is their current rating? I have them at 3, but that's incorrect.
They're at 11 out of 10.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they will be of no help this game, but there's a 3 out of 4 chance that they will back in it next time, although I'll probably want to keep them on the down low for the next couple sessions.
You mentioned earlier that there were other beastmen at the party. Are any of them rabbit folk like my character?
I would say so. There'd be at least one person who looks to be a rabbit folk. Rabbit ears and chatting happily with their
Primarily
neighbors.
curious, yes. Because I haven't seen any others in a while, like in a long, long while, so. Okay. I won't go bounding up to them and bother them immediately, but I'll sort of follow the group for now.
And I'll note this big internal area. This is where servers will kind of come in through this little gap here to serve you guys. And then they can kind of step around without having to get behind anybody. And as people pass and go over to these seats, this guard kind of gives a respectful nod. And this archer kind of tips his hat as you sit and gives a friendly smile. Continues scanning the room for danger.
Based on my bonds, I would basically just follow after Seven and sit next to her. For now.
Yeah, so I've been sitting not too far away from the Lord and Lady, but to be suspicious, but she's still sitting kind of away from them.
Yeah.
It helpfully puts me right next to the dragon woman.
I guess this means Lucius sits on the far right, where he can,
schmooze with the
with the
nobles?
nobles. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's what I'm here for, apparently.
We all have our role to play.
And his is to brag.
As you sit, you see that it is, as is displayed here, a wide array of food, a feast table, where everything's just kind of arrayed. Lots of glazed meats and finely roasted nuts and sautéed berries and well-seasoned vegetables of from the most green to the most orange. Some mashed potatoes here and there, like just all kinds of different things, kind of mishmashed everywhere with big pitchers of ale set out. But they also set out like their servers kind of wandering around to see if anyone needs like a refresh of just regular clean water, or asking if anyone wants honeyed milk. That's being walked around as well, because the honeyed milk is very popular among some of the more Sylvan folk than among the more than the Duke himself, who does partake, but he is very much still he is a human, so he eats their food, but he's used to food from his grandfather's homeland.
Ah, finally, an assortment befitting one of my station.
Assembled guests, calls out Dame Jessica as you guys start sitting down. She stands up, and a lot of people look over. These heroes continue talking among themselves until the Dragon Lady is like, "Hey." She kind of waves at them and like, "Oh, sorry." They look over. I present to you 4 honored guests of the Duke Andreas. And she gestures. Lucius Avantis of the Republic Coruscellum. Moore Duncan of the Isles Tirgan Sigith. Zevin Demerol of the Sultanate. And Aether of the South and Darklands. There's a smattering of, oh hey, clap clap, friendly waves from some of the people in the Sylvan Row. The heroes kind of give you guys, most of these heroes kind of give you guys a look. They lean forward, kind of look over at you, and because they weren't really paying attention when you passed behind them, they're kind of busy with their own conversation. And it's like, oh, whoa, who are you people?
Oh, these guys are kind of a deal.
And I was also going to say, we probably look pretty squishy to them.
Yeah. When she gets to me as the last one, I'll just sort of like shrink down into my place, and my ears will droop lower, and I'll practically hide behind my food.
And then the Duke says, as she sits down, "Thank you all for coming. I've already spoke with both of these heroic parties to go forth into the world and help defend the countless realms in ways that they will see fit to serve. And it will be to all our benefits to help them in any way we can. To it, if they so wish, I shall grant them the use of the castle that would pierce the horizon and the Emerald Gate, send them as close to their quest as is safely able. And should they come victorious, they shall be richly rewarded and offered the same such gift for any future endeavor they may have. For if anything endangers the countless realms, it endangers us all." Raises a cup, and lots of clapping from the assembled folk. Some people who, some of the the little fairies kind of ignore him and kind of start getting at sweets, and then the sylph just kind of has to go, "Hey, slap." Hey. She makes like a little clapping motion at them. This is the part where we clap now. He takes no offense. He's clearly used to their antics, and he smiles. "Enjoy, relax. For tonight, we celebrate and feast, and tomorrow, the heroism and glory." He raises his glass, and the heroes very quickly go, "Yeah," and they all have a good drink, and the Dragon Lady just kind of looks at them. It's like, there's a different look of, she's gonna have to deal with this tomorrow morning. But oh well, she just kind of drinks and raises a glass. And then kind of looks over at you lot and raises her mug at you all with a smile. "Hello."
Hey. What you, So are we like for reference? Are our characters working against this other team? Is this a competition, or are we working together?
No, from the speech, it seems like you're being sent. You're going on a quest, but these guys are going on a different quest. You just haven't been told what it is. Well, pleasure to meet you all. I am Serpentia, an arcanist favored by the various archfey of the world. Pleasure to meet you all. Sorry I haven't seen you yet, but I get the feeling you come from a lot further south than I do. I come from the northern dragon reaches and Sapphire Mount. So, I doubt all of you, I think the most northern is you, Miss Duncan?
Yes.
And there's a bit of ocean between me and you, unfortunately, so sorry
Yeah.
about that.
And that's her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sending down.
so what are you all off to do?
Well, we are being sent on something of a grand quest. At the behest of the Duke.
He is one for grand quests, isn't he? Rather dramatic, but I guess it fits the occasion.
Yeah, a lot of words to say we're getting hired for a job.
Ah, but it's better still that we are not only mere adventurers of a guild, we are favored by the local ruler. Which is always helpful, especially when the ruler isn't a tyrannical git, so. Oh, I didn't mean any offense. I hear the Sultanate can be very nice the further you get from the capital.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like reach across the table and start in on my food. But within about 2 minutes, it's become slightly ravenous wolfing down of food.
Because
Like,
much
it's
nums. It's very
more and more
delicious.
progressive.
Fortunately,
stuffing my
we
face like an animal. Yeah.
fortunately we do not have such issues of tyranny. The Republic.
I don't know. The Republic used to about, 2 centuries ago? But I think you got rid of that tyrant a while back.
Oh, that we did. What would Lucius know about said history of said tyrant?
Give me... Insight would be part of it.
Okay. Rolls here. Stats. I'm gonna do insight,
Very good.
which is what recall is anyway.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Haha. Yep.
Routine's not bad. Routine is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's half or above on both dice.
You know that she's referencing a, there was a time where someone was trying to, assassinate the consuls with an ancient beast, that was hidden beneath the capital, and a bunch of heroes, including a future consul, was able to save the Senate and prevent the coup from occurring. One of those heroes was a dragon person, like the woman next to you. But the others were from across the room. But at least one of them was a patrician of one of the patrician families. So it's kind of a one of those stories of, yes, Corey is telling people are awesome, but it doesn't hurt to use outside people for things. They might have
Got it.
perspectives you don't normally have.
Well, of
Indeed.
course, I'll just lean over and look up at her and say, "You say that like you might have been there. Were you there? Were you there?"
Oh, no. I
look
mean,
at her with piercing eyes.
we are my people are very long-lived, but I wasn't around back then. That would have been my uncle's time, I believe. He was one to tell many tales, whether one wanted to hear them or not. But at least it was the song. So, benefit, I guess.
Songs just make it easier to remember.
Yes, yes it is.
I'll turn
But-
back to my food and give it my attention.
And I'll note that as ravenous and even beastly in your manner, you notice that there's a few of the animal folk that's the same thing they're doing. So it seems it's not. You don't seem to. And actually, some of the people are kind of happy. Some of the people on the other side of the table, room, I should say, are kind of like, "Ooh, another beast person's over there. That's neat. Cool. They're going on an adventure for the Duke. Hooray! That's kind of cool." Oh well. But then again, food. I want to eat. You know.
Sure. I was just thinking there was no way my character knew what manners were.
Yeah.
You know, like
Seven,
food
there are
etiquette.
there are a ton of little tiny plates of different foods laid out. And Seven starts very, very formal, almost uncharacteristically so. Pinky out. And then looking around, she shrugs, she gives up, she digs in.
Yeah. More feast hall, less nobles.
Mhm.
Ball. Do any of you by chance know anything about the Golden Conet? That would make my quest a bit easier. Our quest, yes, sorry.
May I roll a recall on that?
Certainly could.
Let's see, roll. Call. There we go. Gimme.
You know it as it's across the Great Desert, a place encircled by mountains, and supposedly a place of wild magic, and where one can get fantastic mounts are a lot more commonplace than elsewhere in the Countless Realms. Think riding griffins and unicorns and forests
where's
that
this
walk
again?
the earth. The Golden Conet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's to the east. Well, I mean, why you going there?
Well, I've heard that there is the rise of a new Khan happening out there. That's why we need the gate. Supposedly, all the various tribes and clans are being united over there, which could be really good, but it also could be very bad. There's a lot of powerful sorcery and fonts of magic there. If one isn't careful, one can cause a lot more damage than good, which would be not of great help to the Sultanate or to the islands of Turgan Sigith. But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can't use that gate thing, or you taking the rails.
Oh, definitely taking the gates. It's a long journey from here. We'd have to go by boat and then go around the isles and then get through the mountains. Better just to start off in the mountains and descend from there.
Yeah. You guys think that if we're taking the gate, I'll have to leave my train here?
I believe they can move your train through the gate as long as you can fit through it. You don't have one of those wide-bodied battle trains, do you?
No, not really.
Not really. What, it transforms? It's a transforming train. It stands up and punches things. She punches the air.
That would Be
No,
very
it just-
cool if true. And I will look over at Seven.
I mean, that would be cool. Kind of like puts her head in her hand, kind of thinking, like, what if it could punch things? And
I'm gonna
then,
turn and look at you, Seven,
well,
and
if
then I'm
it,
gonna look back. Sorry, I hate to interrupt, but I just want to describe very quickly a very oh no look on Aether's face.
well, if the train stood up, then all the people would fall out, including me.
See, that's what I said to the bard who told me that he saw one of those. But he said magic and waved his hands, but magic doesn't fix everything. I mean, it fixes a lot of things, but it doesn't fix everything. Suppose you put them in a pocket dimension. She begins stroking her chin and seriously considers how it's possible.
I'm gonna give my teammates a bit of a "Are you seeing this?" kind of look. What are my teammates doing?
Aether is making an oh no face. Like, I've come to the conclusion that someone just gave you a bad idea.
Please don't do that. It sounds scary, whatever it is.
The train is already scary. It moves. But my question still stands. What are the other two doing? They are busy with their food, I see.
I was waiting to hear what more Duncan doing.
And I was listening in on the conversation Seven's having with Serpentia.
If I personally had to choose a weapon, I think I'd put like a big cannon on top, you know? Big one, like a long one, like.
Like your
can
gun, but bigger?
yes.
Would it be called a rail gun? You know,
Like
because it's traveling on a rail.
Would be on the rails, yeah. It does have a better ring to it than train gun.
Then it sounds like you're training the gun. So Pentia throws in. By the way, how do you manage adventuring on a train? The rail lines must be annoying. You must have to leave your train behind quite often.
Yeah, every now and then. I keep it running. It goes places I need it to.
Oh. I've heard legends of airships hidden out in deserts somewhere in the world. I really would like to get one of those, instead of traveling over the land by foot, really. Every time I try to get a horse, something bad happens to it, so I stop getting them.
How do
I'm
they
gonna
stay
give
afloat?
her. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I just asked how they stay afloat.
The airships? Great propellers and powerful wind magic that hauls the entire thing up. One of the old magics of the world. Built in a faraway realm to the far west, I believe.
Did Serpentia look too big for a horse, out of curiosity?
Not really. She looks a bit she looks heavy because of her armor, but she's not like monstrously big or anything.
Oh, okay. Now,
Well, in the Republic, we have we've managed to make the wind work for us in propelling our navies. Not so much into the clouds themselves.
I'm beginning to wonder if your Republic is afraid of magic at this point. I've rarely seen an Arcanist beyond a sideshow. Is there some edict by your consuls that disallows them, or...?
No, it is simply a matter of, well, magic not being particularly common among our people. Not many have the gift for it.
I'm just going to lean across the table and look all the way down there at you and say, or maybe a while back before you remember, all the people who had the gift were killed out.
So Benjamin looks down at you. Oh, that's a little dark. But
yeah,
she has a
Lucius,
point.
Lucius also looks at Aether, just absolutely bewildered.
All
Well,
the
I think
music stops.
Yeah, record scratch. I think I would have heard about something like that.
Unless they hid it from you.
Ridiculous. And he just sort of waves it off.
Okay.
I'll have to head over there sometime, see what's going on.
Coriostellum has found that mere proper organization of municipal utilities and proper organization of military structure is all that is needed for the smooth running of a society. No magical baubles or trinkets required. No offense.
Oh, no
I'm just going
offense.
to look down at my food and think to myself, well, no, I'll say it out loud.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like he forgot how stupid groups of people are. Like, individual people are always smart, but groups of people just get dumber and dumber.
I suppose you are correct. I am rather smart.
I'm sure that's the takeaway she was going for. Why not do as the Sultanate has and embrace Magitech? I mean, that way you have a marriage. You don't need to be a grand magic user, but you can marry magic and technology together.
Well, as we have found, much of what the Sultanate has managed to accomplish is due to pre-existing technology present there. The Republic has no such pre-existing resources.
Yeah, you need to get past the export fees and all the paperwork and all the contracts, and that's assuming that the stuff you want can even get out of the country at all. Some of it's just
No.
restricted.
To that end, there are a few families within the Republic that do have imported technology, but as mentioned before, given the rarity of such things, that is mainly limited to not just members of the what did I call it? The Grand Assembly. But also the main septarchs. Fuck, I forget what I called. I forget the
Forgetting your own
people.
lore. You're too
Yeah,
far from
forgetting-
home.
God, I'm too
Shame.
far from home. I'm forgetting all my political structure. Jeez.
Years of academy training wasted.
wasted.
Oh, I love how everyone was right on point for that exact same line. Perfect.
Yep.
You actually hear the Duke Andreas chime in eventually. He has to raise his voice a bit so he can carry across his table to yours. Well, perhaps one day, trade between the Sultanate and the Republic can be facilitated. This cold conflict between the Republic and the Sultanate is far too long done. Once the duchy is more secure, I think I may reach out to your people and the Sultanate as well to facilitate the growth of both. For we have a society that knows how to work without magic, and one that is, frankly, in need of it. Although I applaud your Republic in thriving despite the lack of magic, to ignore the space between stars and the wealth of the souls beneath our feet is to pluck out an eye and say the sky is all the beautiful, forgetting the disadvantages that would bring.
Hey, Lucius.
Hmm?
You ever wanted to hold a gun?
Not particularly.
You're lost.
The nearby archer kind of gives you a look, and it's like, and then with a look over at Jessica, she just waves it off like, "Don't worry about it," and he just shrugs and continues looking around the room. Because he heard gun, he's like, "Oh, what? Sorry." Oh, okay.
Well, Duke, I would be more than willing to facilitate any further discussion with the Republic when such a time comes.
Hmm.
Though what sway I might be able to present remains to be seen. I will be the first to admit I wouldn't be the first to admit that that assembly politics can get a bit convoluted. That I will admit.
My understanding is that it's in the hopes of averting a corrupt ruler.
Yes.
Your republic suffered greatly under a monarch long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we just had a whole conversation about that.
Mm.
And he continues to pick at the food in front of him. And like, and he mutters under his breath to more Duncan, "People seem to love remind me of it."
Can you repeat that a little louder, Temzik? I didn't quite hear it.
I
People
also
s-
didn't hear it.
People seem to love reminding me of that.
Oh.
I'm just going to practically finish up eating half of my body weight in my meal, and gently fold my napkin after dabbing the corners of my mouth with it, like I've seen someone else do, and put it over my plate, and I'll say, "But that's the nature of everything. It all changes."
I agree, Sapitia says. Change is... The fact that you have a republic willing to change means it's a republic that's willing to live and grow.
The trees once told me that the key is not in fighting against negative change, but to embrace change and to guide it.
Mm-hmm.
But what do the trees know?
Surprisingly a lot, and yet shockingly little. It is to this that I will open up camp activities, because you basically have a whole night of relaxation and chatting, and you have rooms here at the castle, so it's easily done. And because you've been formally introduced to the various peoples of the duchy, at least, doing stuff within the walls of Highmount is easily done. So there's this is also where you may work on a bond, should you wish.
I need to look at the camp activities section, read it.
It's in the December playtest one, the natural one.
Okay. Anybody know the page number by chance? I'll
Set
get it open.
18.
The December playtest materials. Got it. Thank you.
Activities.
Oh, I need to pick my two.
No, we don't do the thing where you have to pick two.
Oh,
You just
okay.
have the list. that you pick
Yeah,
from.
just pick one off the list.
Yeah.
Hmm. Let me think. My sheet. Something tells me I gotta save my Zenit. But on the other hand, there's that.
This one worked pretty well for last time, especially because we don't know what we're going into. I think I'm going to daydream.
I don't see anything here where you get to make any bonds.
That's separate from camp activity.
Okay. That's why I was confused then.
Yep. Bonds are just a thing that are like core rulebook. Camp activities are like an additional thing.
Let me just check something here. Yes, what does the good young scion of Aventus daydream about that night?
I'd say Aventus just sort of daydreams about like the journey that they have been on up until this point, and how it is not at all what he expected venturing beyond Coriostellum would be like, and not at all what he really would have wanted when he departed from Coriostellum. But currently he doesn't hate it. And just thinking about where tomorrow could bring, and the fact that this castle could possibly bring them, anywhere. The possibilities are endless. And after all, endless possibilities is befitting one such as the fourth scion of the House of Avantis of the Noble Republic of Coriostellum.
Any adjustment of your bonds?
I think so. I think after what has happened thus far, Lucius has a loyalty for Alexander Eckhart, just because he's proven himself quite capable in battle, and
you two have
has
teamed
proven,
up. You two have teamed up a lot too.
Yeah,
Fighting.
the two of us have teamed up a lot. We work well off each other, and Lucius is more than willing to acknowledge that he is one who can be trusted with his safety. So, Alexander.
Very good.
We gotta spell that right. Yep, there we go. Cool.
Who's the next to take up a camp activity and consider their bonds?
That is a very good question. I'm between two things.
What two things?
What are you thinking of?
Either I begin a project, or and then I use midnight oil to complete it, or I use I think probably massage for Morduncan, because you are one of the more MP, and you don't have MPUs, right? Oops, I keep confusing IP and MP. Then probably cartography.
Cartography would be useful.
I think I'll do cartography. Once before the next rest, after the group makes a travel roll, I may re-roll the dice and keep the new result.
So you take some time to see the maps that the Duke has, or even the Lady Jessica, who has maps of her travels, or Sapientia telling you of what she's seen out in the world. And it's like, oh well, I heard of this, I heard of that. You're able to compare notes with them. Or you might buy a map in town. Depends on how you intend to go about it.
I'll do some copying. From Zebin's background, she ain't buying anything unless she really needs it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to fond I'd say a bond of loyalty for Aether. She seems a little weird and out of place, and I feel a little weird and out of place, so look out for them.
Does that just leave me?
And more Duncan.
Okay. You
Are-
have any ideas more?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do now that I have over 1,000 Zenith, I'm finally going to start that project we talked about like 4 sessions ago, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
On making the what do you call it? The reusable magic tent, so that we can have a magic tent whenever.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. It's a great idea.
And so you had mentioned it would take 1,000 Zenith worth of materials to initiate, so I will spend 1,000 Zenith to get that initiated.
Okay, and progress is 1. You need to get 1 for every 100 Zenith, so you have to get 10 progress to have finished building it.
I'd also like to let you know about this, which I have. You might find it useful.
Oh, neat.
So you may want to look into Visionary.
Later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
don't
able.
have it
You're easily able to get buy such things from High Mount. High Mount is a major trade
So
city.
reduce the cost. Nice.
So I guess that takes.
Saves 100.
Does it
Well,
apply
I don't
in-
have that skill.
'Cause,
So
yeah, I don't think it
Oh.
applies since I'm not initiating it.
I
Yeah.
see. But if she helps you
but-
with the project, it would lower the cost, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could. GM's call.
Yeah, if you spent a camp action helping with the project, then your Visionary thing would fire.
But it'll take, I think it's 1 progress point for every 100 Zenith, non-negotiable. So that's 10
Yes.
progress you'll need.
Yep. And so I would burn the midnight oil to earn 2 points of progress toward it. So initiating the progress and then project rather.
And then
And
fill
then-
in the first clock section, right?
Yeah.
So lots of studying in your room, buying up supplies, securing what you need, reading up on how magic tents work, and how permanency magic is done.
Yep.
Any bond adjustment for more, Duncan?
Possibly. Gonna take a look at what bonds I currently have because it's been a while since I had cause to look at my bonds. Actually, at this point, I'll go for. I will add. I've only ever made 1 bond apparently. I will add in a bond of loyalty to, I guess, 7 for right now.
Fellow
'Cause
tinkerers.
Yeah, and we worked on the train together, and I appreciate that she trusted me to help with her baby.
Like, do you have a spare part in there? I have it in here somewhere. Yeah, sure. Wait, really? Why do you have that? I saw it at a store.
I dug it out of a dumpster. Wait.
And
But
Aether.
yeah.
Let's see. I'm not real sure where to go with my bonds. If anybody has any ideas they could toss out at me, I'd appreciate it.
You
do
can
one
develop
towards-
negative bonds against
Yeah, I was going
enemies.
to say, I'm starting to feel sort of either mistrust or inferiority towards Lucius, because he just tends to order people around and act superior all the time. But I'm not
Yeah.
sure which one would be more appropriate.
You can flip a coin.
I think it's more mistrust. You know,
You
I
doubt
get
their
the
intentions
sensation-
to a degree.
Yeah, I sort of get the sensation that he feels he's the leader of the group, but the group has not unanimously or unilaterally decided that that's true. And that's sort of the vibe I'm getting from Lucius, is that in his mind, not only is he the leader of the group, but he's a legend in his own mind, right? Like he's drinking his own tea. And
That's making Aether a little like,
yeah, I'd say
yeah,
Aether-
he's drinking his own limonello juice.
Oh, absolutely. I would say that Aether would probably have a negative reaction to that because, you know, out in the wild, the leader is undisputedly recognized as the leader, and anybody who doesn't recognize it is driven off. Like, that's the whole pack mentality thing, right?
right.
And this just feels completely alien to her that somebody is acting like the pack leader and everybody's just kind of blowing him off. You know?
Well, hey, that
And-
bond might dig you out of trouble if he gets mind controlled or something, and you'd have to
Right.
fight him. It's like, well,
And-
I'm actually not as slow to fight him as the rest of you. I was already mistrusting him in the first place.
Yeah, I sort of feel like I have trouble trusting him currently because I don't yet feel that he's earned his leadership position.
Very good.
At least not for Aether. Like, Aether doesn't feel that he's earned the leadership position that he's acting like he deserves. So I'm going to say it's a mistrust bond.
Very good.
And for my camp action, after I want to do more role-playing scenes here in the scene before it's over, but my camp action is probably going to be get a good night's rest, which is the where did it go? I had it open and now I can't find it. There it is.
Sleep soundly. I
Sleep
believe.
soundly. Once before the next rest, you may perform an additional action on your turn during a conflict scene, but this action must be used to perform either equipment, enter, or inventory.
Yep.
But basically, I'm just going to get a really good night's rest before we go. I kind of want to do some planning too, but I suspect that I would need someone else to do planning on me, since I'm probably going to be the one making initiative checks. Since I've got the +4 bonus we'll be making. But you know, we can worry about that maybe on our next trip, next camping trip.
Yeah, and you definitely have a easy time. It costs, and also all this rest costs nothing because you're staying here, that sort of thing. And yeah, you get to have a comfy bed. You're well protected, and even if like
extremely
Aether
well
was,
fed.
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I'm extremely well fed. Please continue.
I was also I was gonna say that if Aether was like if she was uncomfortable about beds and was like no I like sleeping like under the stars, they have a way to accommodate that if she wanted
Oh
to do that.
no, she would love her little room.
Yeah.
It's just that when someone comes to check and wake her up in the next morning, she won't be on the bed. She'll be like on the little carpet in front of the fireplace at the foot of the bed,
Aw.
sleeping like a little curled up rabbit girl.
Oh.
But yeah, you know,
Is
next to the warm fire.
So, is there any other planning or any other overtures you wish to extend to the assemblage before we go into the journey in the next morning?
Yeah, I was going to continue, like after I was done eating, I was going to go about the room and finally approach the other beastmen, especially the other rabbit beastmen at the other table.
Mm-hmm.
And just sort of shyly hang out until they notice me, or you know, like I'm not really forward enough to just start talking to them unless I have something I wanted to ask, which I don't. So instead I'll just sort of hang out until they notice me.
Oh, hello, little one. Oh, hello. And people kind of turn around in their chairs because they notice you
Okay.
behind them.
I'll turn and say, hi, may I ask what you call your people?
Uh,
Specifically to the rabbit person, because I don't know what we're called.
Well, the general term is beast folk in the common tongue, but we call ourselves the Usagi.
The Asagi. I think I've heard that somewhere before. Can't remember where.
Hmm. We actually don't come from here, from Wakama. We come from across the sea, around the Khanate.
Really?
Hmm. We migrated here, somewhere in my great-great-great-grandfather's time or something. Drugs. The other two shrugs, they
yes.
have no idea. They're just part of the conversation, because, hey, someone new to talk to.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, yeah, the tree said it was a while back, but the tree's reckoning of time isn't very useful to me. They just said it was a while back, and for them it was like, last year, but it could have been hundreds of years ago. They have so much great lore to tell, but it's so non-specific.
If you ever want a clear voice from the spirit of the wood, you should speak with the great tree in the sacred grove when you get the chance.
Where's the sacred grove?
It's at the bottom of the mountain range.
Never heard of it. I'll have to go visit.
Think of it
Thank
as
you very
the
much.
other capital of the duchy.
Okay. I can't wait to see that. It sounds interesting.
And where do you come from, little one? I heard you lived in the Darklands, but I've never heard of any Usagi living there. But then again, we know very little about that place these days.
I'm just going to say I am from the Darklands, and as far as I know, I'm the only one of my kind there.
Oh.
I don't recall how. It was so long ago. I was too young. I've lived there my entire life.
Isn't it very scary down there? I've heard the dead walk and and wolves come from shadow.
That's very accurate. But it isn't, it isn't a battle to live every single waking moment. I mean, it is a dangerous and I look around the room at this assemblage and say, I suppose the people here would say it is an uncivilized place. But
that saying
while it is
uncivilized
true-
place causes laughter among the various
Yeah,
folk here.
good. That was kind of what I was going for.
Yeah.
But it isn't, it isn't a fight for survival every waking moment. Like any other place, there are safe places to be, and you can have your own, defensible positions and places to sleep and watering holes where it is more or less safe 90% of the time, as long as you know not to go there when the predators are staking it out, that sort of thing. Like there are rules to the location like any other location. I would say to most of the people that have never been that it would be a dangerous place to go to when you don't know those rules. But when you do, when you've lived there your whole life, it's probably still much worse than living here in the city, but it's doable.
Well, the forests of Wakamo can be like that, just in a different flavor of Arcanum. I mean, we worry about the spirits of earth and wind, whereas you more likely worry about, well, earth is still probably something you worry about, and water, but darkness is more present there, but darkness is as natural as anything else, really. For every light, there is a darkness.
Exactly. It isn't like it's just brimming with undead or anything. I mean, it's mostly natural creatures with a few twists. But of course, to me, that all seems completely normal. When I left the Darklands and approached the mountain and saw that the creatures were mostly different, I was surprised. I didn't know that the land's creatures were not tamer, that's probably not the right word, but less aggressive.
Yes.
Is that a good way to phrase it? Less aggressive.
Less aggressive would be accurate, yeah. I mean, we do have the occasional wolf who gets a little territorial, but in our mountain dwarf, but
you just have to understand how to talk to wolves. Most of them, if you don't catch them when they're starving or anything, if you appeal to their pack leader with flattery, you can usually get away. I guess Most people can't talk to them, though, huh?
Well, those willing to listen to wind and earth can learn to speak, if not speak with them, understand them.
Well,
Even
it
the
isn't
people of the
speaking in the
Highmounts
way that
know.
you and I are conversing now, but yes, we do communicate.
And the night goes on in happiness and comfort. But in time, the journey looms ahead.
That was a fun scene, thank you.
Hmm.
I want a chance to get to know another
Yeah, not often you get to just go like, hey, I get to meet these
Nice.
folk.
another wabbit.
Please check the Discord. I have a gift.
I saw it. It's cute.
No.
You were informed in the next morning that Alexander has gone on a holy quest of his own for a little bit. He'll rejoin you as soon as he can, but he has a duty he has to attend to.
Bunnies. So cute.
None.
All right. Does the train need any servicing before we get going?
A little bit. Just because you know you're going on to different terrain. You're going to very unfamiliar terrain. And actually, one of the things that happens in that morning is that the Duke says that he'll meet you at the Emerald Gate. Along with Lady Jessica. And because he needs to know where to send, he needs to speak with Aether to figure out exactly where to calibrate the gate to. And the area I've highlighted in the Darklands is the area the area in between. You don't have a clear recollection. You have vague recollections, but not enough to map it off the top of your head. But you very much remember where you got that monster bone, where it was near a cavern surrounded by a dark, misty marsh, and around that was the Darkland Forest. So it's like, okay, so that's like, well, it depends on where you want the gate to appear, and if you want to be a day's away, or you want to be like right on top of the place or not.
I suppose then visiting the Great Tree is not an option right now.
I mean, if you wish to, and actually, he'll tell you that if you want to go to the Great Tree, it's about a day's journey down the mountain.
Well, I mean, if the group's in a hurry to get moving, I understand. I'm asking the group as much as I am the Duke. I guess I should frame it in character, so in the morning when I get up, I'll be practically bouncing on my feet, and I'll say to the group, so can we go visit the Great Tree? Can we? Huh? I heard about a place where the wisest and oldest of trees lives, and it's near. I would love to meet him. Maybe we can gain wisdom for our journey. Wisdom of the most wise tree in the land. Can we go? Huh? Can we? Huh? Can we? And then I stop bothering.
Yeah.
Well, this gate thing only really works from here.
But it's only a day away. We could go and come right back.
I'll look to the group because I'd be okay with it. We are hired for a job.
True.
We should find out what the Duke requires of us, first and foremost. Besides, it's quite likely that, should we succeed, we will be able to come back here.
Well, let's see what the Duke has to say. Does he need us to leave immediately or not?
Well, I mean, that's part of the question I was extending to you all. I can send you through the Emerald Gate, but I understand I overheard a little bit that Miss Demerel was worried about the usage of the gate. There may be ley lines that you could ride through the area if you are more comfortable with that. But as for the quest I have of you, I would advise haste, but not too much haste. For over haste can lead to blundering into issues. If you feel that you need to consult with a wise one of the Wakama Wood, that may be the best action. Currently, the growing threat is on the horizon, but I think that, and mechanically he explains that roughly he does, this clock here kind of indicates how much time he thinks you have before
I didn't
the
see
situation.
which clock you clicked.
This
Red
here,
one.
the red one.
Okay, got it.
So there's a certain amount of time. I think you have a fair amount of time has passed, but thankfully I've been working here in the Duchy, so I've kind of saved you having to worry about here. It's the Darklands where you'll have to gather the other 5. So it's a matter of how much time you think it would take you to get into each ruin. Thankfully, little Aether has a means into at least one of them and knows where one is. The others, I just know they're in the Darklands somewhere. And I don't know how difficult a time you'll have. Only that you will be challenged in a way greater than you ever have before.
All right, I'd like to appeal to Lucius's sense of knowledge. I'm not sure, since I somewhat distrust him, it's going to be slightly manipulative, but essentially Aether is going to appeal to Lucius with how knowledge could be the most important facet of the journey. Like we could shave weeks off of the things that we need to do in the Darklands if we learn about it from the Great Tree before we go. You know,
Indeed.
perhaps while we're there, we could ask where all the other locations of gates are in the Darklands to save time. Something like that.
Indeed.
Among many other things we could learn.
Indeed. That is a very good point. I just wanted to confirm that we had the time. I'm not opposed to the idea, of course.
Well, I'm going to turn around and look at everybody with great big saucer-sized eyes. Can we go?
Yeah, all right. I think your face is gonna explode if you look any sadder.
Oh.
Well, in that
I was
case,
going for
I
hope
will
we'll
sadly
go
be
for it.
unable to see you all off, says the Lady Jessica. But I wish you well, and hopefully we'll see each other again in Highmount. As for me, the Duke says, I will be here with the gate. As I said the other day, my distance from Highmount is not to anyone's advantage, so the gate will be here if you need it.
Oh, yes. Would we be able to receive some sort of a token for our return to enable us to get back into the city?
Your names are known to the wise and illustrious of the Duchy. The forest and hills know you. I know you.
Uh-huh.
I think he means how do we get back to the gate quickly?
Is that what he means?
I think
No,
so.
that's not what
No,
I...
that's what Aether means.
You may wish to be careful, young Aether, of assuming the intentions of others. It is a dangerous prospect at best.
I'll just nod.
Yeah, if we run into trouble out there with holding one of the artifacts, is there any way we can get back here? We're running out of time. Someone's on our tail. Not to say I can't get us out of there.
Well, that's... The danger of the gate is that once I set it down, it is a two-way gate. Things can enter through it if I left it there. If it was a short journey out and then back into the wall, that's one thing. But it is not something I can leave sitting for a considerable amount of time. The only one who is able to summon the gate beyond myself is the Lady Jessica. But unfortunately, she has other duties on behalf of the Duchy. Jessica just makes like an apologetic nod of sorry. Like, it's obvious she wants to go with you, but she has to go somewhere else.
It's understandable. But at one point in your little speech there, Seven, you mentioned, we had things on our tail. I'm going to turn to you and say, you have a tail too?
It's a figure of speech.
I'll show you my little bunny tail.
Yeah. Very, very, very soft looking, very cute.
Okay, so I guess the plan is that we're going to go see the great tree and then maybe come right back here tomorrow or the day after, or just leave from there depending on what the tree tells us.
Using the gate to slingshot ourselves would probably be the best way. Then we're on our own to find our way back.
Right, but it's only a day away to the great tree.
Yeah, I'm just yeah.
Perfect. That's not a waste of the gate, is it? I say to the Duke.
I mean, we can get there and back. I have got 2 movements of my train.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how it worked. Sorry.
Yeah, the train is quick.
Yeah,
Nice.
you guys on foot travel the land at 1 hex at a time. The train travels at 2. So you guys move very quickly.
Right. Well,
And
we are gonna
it's 2
stop.
over any
That was the
terrain.
thing,
That's
so.
the other thing. If you're on foot, some trains take longer to go through.
Right.
But going down to
mean,
the trees and back up, that's easy because that's a path that the Duke takes because those are the
Right.
2 capitals of the realm.
Well, I was just considering we don't know how long the scene with the great tree might take. So returning the same day may or may not be possible. Because we
Yeah.
don't know what awaits
Yeah,
us.
you
I
may-
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the case no matter what.
Okay. Well,
To the great
I-
tree.
I thank the Duke for his hospitality and offer of slingshotting us around the countryside. And I thank the Lady Jessica for her presence, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the first time you've really met her so far. You've heard of her through the others, but never met her before last night.
I
Miss-
wish her well on her journey. That's it.
Yeah. She wishes you the same. And the Duke looks to Zevin and says, we will make sure your train will be well guarded by my knights and guards. You'll have no fear of anyone trying to purloin it from us.
Thanks. I can't fight him off, but it is nice to not have to fight people off.
Mm.
So, yeah. Okay, all right. Let's all aboard, team.
The
As we're getting
party-
on board, I'll say, do you think my ears make me look too weird? Should I get a big hat or something?
As you're
Wouldn't a
passing
hat
by
be
other
weird?
beast folk.
as we're leaving, Lucius just says, "If I wanted all of my materia scattered all across the countless realms and then rematerialized."
So you folk descend the mountain down to the sacred forest, sacred tree, I should say.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right, doing a travel roll in case something happens between here and there. Very unlikely because it's a heavily patrolled road. Yeah, no. You travel with it. It's a well-traveled road between the because this is a main road that people in these villages take to go to the sacred forest, up to High Mount, and then back down again to the other side of the mountains. Like, it's easier to just do that. So this is a well-traveled path for people. So you run into all sorts of people who say their hellos and highs, and you see the main train. Actually, yeah, the train doesn't run through this hex at all. That's actually one of the train wouldn't be able to go in. Well, a lane line train could get down here. A regular train can't get to the sacred forest because they wouldn't let the people of the forest wouldn't let you lay down track. As you descend into the sacred wood, you very quickly. There is no guess as to which tree is the most sacred tree, as even coming down off the mountain, you can see this massive tree of vibrant green leaves, glistening gems of berries and flowers, and it is a almost gleaming light tree that even at in any darkness or shade, it seems to gleam with a beam with its own light. As you go further and further down, you notice how much it looms. It's this massive tree, stretching far just shy of the sky of the very clouds themselves. There's a bit where you don't really know if there's any settlement of any kind, because you don't see any formal village or tent city or anything like that. But once you get closer and closer to the tree, you see that there's a lot of Sylvan and Feish folk milling around, all kinds of creatures. Various animals do lay here, little cute and cuddlies, some sharp-toothed predators, but all of them in this place. And all of you almost feel this, as you enter this hex, you feel a incredible sense of peace and serenity. In that you think that if I were to roll a combat here, they could not engage in violence here. The tree would not let them.
Yeah, I'm totally picturing the legend, the secret of Mana tree, the huge.
Very much a Gigastrel, like, tree of life,
Yeah.
tree of the world sort of thing, yeah.
Absolutely. Massive, right? Okay. Wow.
Small Fae kind of flitter around your group as you come down. And because you came down from the mountain, you get there about by dusk, because it's starting to get dark out. But even then, even though it's getting dark out elsewhere in the wood, the tree lights up the grove. So there's no... It's not like blindingly, like I'd never be able to sleep. It's more like a soft, almost like a night light in the forest sort of feeling.
Yeah, I was sort of picturing like little fireflies everywhere.
There are those too as well. Eventually, a elven man walks over to the group of you. And he, bearing a staff in one hand, and his other hand extends in a wave, just a friendly wave to you all.
I will wave back. Hello.
Greetings, guests of the High Mount Duke. Welcome to our sacred grove, Wakamal. Is there any way we can be of aid to you in your journey?
I'm gonna look around at the group, and if nobody says anything immediately, I step right up next to him and I kind of like shake his hand awkwardly. And I say, "Hi, I'm Aether. I'd really like to meet the great tree. Pleased to meet you."
A pleasure to meet you as well. He stares at you for a bit.
I'll stare back at him, but when I'm doing it, I'm also sort of communing with nature. So if he understands the language of the beasts and the plants and the monsters like I do, then he'll know that I'm not actually being silent. I'm sort of asking him if there's some procedure that I should follow in order to get an audience with the great tree. But I do it in the language of beasts.
He says aloud,
Monsters.
He says aloud that should you, or any of you, he looks around, wish to glean wisdom from the tree that lights the world, you may simply rest at his feet and think and meditate on that which you seek to know. And should you need to know it, you will feel it root in you, like a water drawn up from the very stream of souls. If you hear nothing, take it as no insult, for not all things need be known, and not all things can be known in their time.
I'll give him a little bow and thank him very much for his time.
He gives you a nod and a wary look. But he doesn't... You get no hostility off of him. He gets a feeling off you, but he's not sure what it is. But he doesn't really...
Right.
He's not going to cause a fuss about it. You're not a threat. Oh. You're not threatening anybody.
Metagaming,
so.
I know what it is. He can tell I'm not just a rabbit girl, right?
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. So after he steps to a respectful distance, I'll say to the group, we should probably all think about what we each want to ask the tree so that we coordinate and not all ask things. What do you think? You know,
I don't know. Tree talking isn't normally in my skill set.
Well, it's totally in mine, and it's perfectly fine. It's fine. I even do the little hand motion. Just try it. And I'll kind of lean in against you with a shoulder and say, it's fine. Trust me.
Oh boy.
Zevin is currently thinking about her low will stat.
Because you know Will's gonna be part of the problem for sure.
Yeah, I left a GIF. But I'm gonna say before I rest at the foot of the tree, I'm going to be thinking of asking the great tree about other sites of power to shorten our journey while we seek the items the Duke requests. If whatever the tree knows that it can share with me, that's where I'll be seeking.
Whatever any of you are seeking, type out your question and roll 20.
Okay.
Find it again. There we go. Actually, and I will say that staying here and communing with the tree will count as a camp action because you are resting here to do this.
So just type out our question.
Yep.
Is it alright if I step away to change my water?
Feel free.
Be right back.
And to Zevin Demerol, if she doesn't want to commune with the tree, she can do a different kind of camp action because there are other people who do come by here or travelers who stop here just because it's especially since people you can't walk through here you can't travel by train here, so everyone, unless you're on horse, you can't get up to the castle quickly or down to a village quickly. So people stop here as we'll hang around. So there's like merchants and there's travelers and just regular villagers. So there's other things going on here. It's one of the few safe, guaranteed safe spaces in the forest.
So if we flunk the will check, is it just that we're asking for one thing, but our hearts desire another, or we are muddled?
It's you basically lose focus, and by the time you wake out of your meditation in the morning, it's I forgot how to phrase what I wanted to say, or because it will ask like clarifying questions during the meditation, and you'll struggle to answer because it is a tree, so it's gonna talk to you in tree speak. And that can be rather roundabout and confusing because it doesn't use civilization words. So it's a lot of, what?
So is it 1/2 willpower, 1/2 something else?
It can be, half of it is willpower for sure because you have to focus on what the tree is telling you to understand what it's driving at. It's not trying to be evasive, it just doesn't know how to talk city speak, basically.
Yeah, I'll do insight willpower then.
Since I actually understand the language of the trees, do I still need to roll, or can I do
You
insight
100%. You still have to
instead?
roll, but I'll give you a +2 to the roll because you have an
Okay.
easier time understanding what the tree's getting at.
Right. I'm used to dealing with them.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way something bad would happen to Zevin is if you just fumbled completely. Then something bad might happen because you might say something that angers the tree, or the tree tells you something confusing. It's like, oh, it'll tell you something, just not what you thought it was going to tell you.
Or whatever it tells you is not related to the price of tea in China. In a way that you understand it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Orby, I struggle to ask, but is there any place where you could list specifically what the Duke's request is of us again in writing so that I can consult it?
I don't have that written down. I just remember it.
Okay.
Um,
I don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm
The
having
summary is
trouble
that
with-
you are trying to get artifacts for him. There's
Right,
5 of them. And
I remember the 5 artifacts, but that's like all I recall.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Get him the 5 artifacts, and he can do a ritual that will keep him from becoming a Dark Lord.
And the last thing you mentioned is we only really know the location of one of them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'm good. I'm up to speed then.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Willpower is half the problem. You each decide what the other half is,
Inside.
because that's how your character's addressing the meditation.
Hey.
Not bad.
Oh.
With doubles isn't bad.
And you said I get a +2?
Yep. So whatever you roll,
Oh.
+2 to your result.
And for 7, that'd be a critical hit.
Well, it's an open
Hmm?
roll, so which still good. Because you still get an opportunity off of that. You have to get at least 7 for something to learn anything. If you get less than 7, you would be automatically failing. So actually, you may want to look into opportunities there, 7, because that does count.
Ooh, okay. I shall.
'Cause the
Because
tree
it's
will
a
always tell you
narrative
s-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a narrative thing. You could really get something cool out of that.
You can
Is
also
that-
wait to see if you want to you tailor it to what I tell you, or if you have an idea up front. But just keep that in mind.
Boy, if only we could have done planning first. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a good roll though.
Yep. Yeah.
That is a good roll.
Ooh, yeah, that's a 9 on a 10.
And I know more Duncan's BRB, and I can tell that they're going to be back shortly. But I can start checking through everyone else because each of you are asking different questions. So.
Well, everybody got a 10 or better, so we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. 10 for the young Lucius Avantis. His talent, he is told through the tree that although his talents are needed in the land where the mountains meet the sea, his talents can enlighten and give succor to elsewhere and everywhere. But in all due time, your home will need your help again.
My.
To Zevin. The piles of soul rock take up from the stream of souls and birth new life in the brilliance of light and the darkness of heart. Mistakes were made, and mistakes are being made again. You have doubles, so you can fire an opportunity on the back of that.
Mistakes are being made again. I'd like to use the information opportunity. You may decide how you'd like to use that.
Sure.
I'm gonna think on it, come back to it in a second. You can too.
Oh no, I know exactly what to clarify on. You get from the trees feeling that it's not talking about the general like Magitech overreach that sometimes can happen. You know, as a tinkerer, you know Magitech can be very powerful and dangerous in the wrong hands. And it is current day. Like, that's just, you know that, and you know your own society for all the bad it does and some of the good it does. But the tree's talking something far more immediate. There's an old mistake that's being done again. So it's likely that the certain people in the Sultanate are finding things in the ruins that they should not re-invoke. Likely similar, if not greater in threat than the precursor ruin tower you found.
Uh-oh.
And that's something that the tree couldn't really communicate, but you're able. It's like the tree was sensing what you knew, and you were sensing what the tree knew, and you just kind of you felt simpatico, and it's like, and you feel the tree kind of confirm that is what you must be aware of.
Nice.
To Aether. Um, 14 may be more results. It is more results. The Whispering Caverns were built within the Darklands to hide deep, not only for the safety of those above ground, but to contain that which needed to be contained for future heroes to wield. They also are connected through the lines of life, as all places of power are. And it doesn't really say this to you, you just kind of feel it in the connection because you feel yourself hearing more than what the tree's telling you. You're feeling the very soul stream of the planet, of the countless realms for a second. It's a fragment of what the tree can perceive, but you're focusing on that. And you can see that it is those areas are all within here.
Right, that entire area is the Darklands, right?
Well, it's more that it's like some people think this is Darkland as well, or this coastline is Darkland. You know, it's everything. All the other sites are north of the place you know of.
So in other words, we don't need to search south of the Whispering Ruins. It is the southernmost place of power.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very useful. That's great. Okay. And also that we'll find things for heroes to unearth, and that they're intended to unearth them. That's good to know.
And I don't think there's anything else. The last thing I'll warn you get a feeling as you reach out into the Darklands, that what you and the heroes will face is 3 times, if not 4 times more powerful than anything they've ever seen before. whatever the journey that you go on now will be a grand test of. It's nothing any one of you could do alone. You need each other to accomplish this.
Understood.
And more Duncan, I believe you've returned. Give me willpower
Yep.
is half the problem. You can decide what the other half is. How Duncan is.
Okay. I think I'll go Will on this one.
Will what?
I'll get away with you.
Will wheel away.
Will Wheaton.
Uh,
Ugh.
I think I will re-roll the one that I rolled a 1 on.
To what trait?
2. Where are... They're there. To my theme of ambition, in that being prepared makes you more likely to achieve your goals.
I'll take that Fabula from you.
And so I have to re-roll my willpower.
There you go.
So I got 20.
And doubles.
And doubles.
Yep.
Wow. And I thought my roll was pretty good.
mwah.
Man. That's a chef's kiss roll right there. Get an
More-
opportunity too.
More Duncan, as you meditate with the tree, and you speak with it, and you communicate, you're seeking for the threats. You suddenly find yourself through the soul stream connected with the trees of your forefathers from across land and ocean. You suddenly find yourself in the grove you grew up in. You remember some elder telling you a story, doing wild gestures and happily displaying. It's almost like this is knowledge you've been told before. But at the same time, you don't think it's you, More Duncan, that heard this. Maybe it was. Maybe it was your grandmother, your grandmother's grandmother, grandmother's grandmother's grandmother. But whatever it is, you have a solid image in your mind, like a memory that you will never forget. In these places, there are guardians who are of incredible power, but not of incredible malice. If wisdom is the path you walk, then it is by wisdom you will be victorious. If you wish to win by steel, then you will be met with steel. The Darklands are... If Wakamal is that of wind and earth and light, the Darklands are the earth and the darkness and the cold. It is not a place purely of evil, but it is one that evil uses to hide itself, for they abuse the darkness for their own ends. Your seek of ambition alludes that there are those who have tried to do what you did and failed and lost in these places. To wit, they likely left behind things that will be of aid in each of these places. You also know you're not the only ones looking for these. You know that you try to think on it. It's kind of hard to grasp because it's, and then eventually it comes clearer and clearer. The celestial convergence, which birthed a new master of the stars, so too birthed its rival. And that rival wants these artifacts. And the more of them you get, the more they stop looking in the ruins, and they will be looking for you. And you know that once you get once you get the 5, you will be faced by that adventurer, and they will fight you for it with everything they have. And what does this person look like more, Duncan? As you see yourself standing across from them along with your friends about to fight.
One moment. I'm thinking.
Because the one thing I'll say to you, the reason why More Duncan knows who this is and will know the face when she sees it again, this is More Duncan's true rival.
Oh.
Her antithesis.
Ah.
Is not your nemesis.
Would you like to chew on it?
Yeah, because you can't come back around to it. You just know what
Yeah.
it looks like.
I'll chew on it for a bit.
Certainly. And I'll have a thing, when you tell me what they look like, I'll have a thing for them when you meet them. Mwahaha. Also, how you describe them will tell me how I build them. Because you know them. The one thing you have a great advantage on, I'll say, on a meta level, is that you know them. You'll know them before you fight them. They
You'll
won't know
them
you
before
right
they
away.
know you, yeah. Because you've seen it through the live stream.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, though, Corby, way to turn the tables on all those players who say, what's this NPC's name? Quick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you tell me then. Oh,
Right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And also, to make your life even harder there, Duncan, you have an opportunity.
Yes, you have an opportunity now.
Oh.
Okay. One moment. I need to open up my core book because I
Oh,
forget what
oh,
opportunities.
It's in the roll
do.
20.
You put it up in the roll 20. You can just see
Oh, perfect. Marvelous.
I knew
There we
having
go.
this ready to
Perfect.
go would be helpful for you. Like, this is going to come up.
it. Yeah. I really
Uh,
appreciate that one's there.
Yeah. Oh, and because More Duncan saw this person, and will likely tell others about it, everyone gains a Fabula point because she encountered the villain.
Huzzah.
Wow.
Or a villain, I should say.
Cool.
Fun.
Can I discover one vulnerability of this villain?
Oh, I'm going to tell you, because of your high roll, you can decide which vulnerability it is. What are they vulnerable to? Because you know. Even if they keep it secret, they can't. They can't keep it secret from you because you've communed with the soul stream.
You've seen it in the live stream, right?
Wow.
Like,
That's awesome.
it's like, I'm more powerful than the live stream. No, you are the live stream, you genius. Unless you're a construct, and even constructs are powered by souls, so...
Get wrecked, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so page 92 is where it is. I went too far. What?
9-4 of 362. I'll note that if you choose physical, he will have 2 extra skills rather than 1. Because when he gets a vulnerability, he will have strength from that vulnerability.
Right.
But if he has physical, which is the most common, he'll get 2 strengths, because physical vulnerability means he sacrificed a lot to have that vulnerability.
Yeah. It's pretty rare for villains to have that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to choose physical. So I know Zevon's gun thing can cause most normal elemental damage.
Yeah.
And so can my alchemy. I don't know what Ether's elemental abilities are, and Lucius, I don't think, has ever done any elemental damage.
Nope.
I think you've seen Aether use her Ember Breath. It's fire. But she'll probably learn more
Okay.
magic by the time we ever guy. Like, I'll learn magic from various beasts and monsters later, too.
Okay, so at least 3 of us can do fire, so I'm gonna pick fire.
You see in the battle how one of your friends desperately begins thinking, getting ready to attack, and then you look to Aether and call for her to unleash fire, and the guy goes, "No!" And then it's morning, and you're oddly rested.
Nice. Well, that was a good night's rest. You said it was going to count as a full night's rest thing too, where we can also do camp activity and bonding scenes again.
No,
it's counted.
your camp activity is the meditation.
Okay, got it.
So people are like, I don't want to do the meditation. It's like, you can do other resting things because you're in a safe space.
Right. No, this
But
is good.
I think it was very worth it for us to do that.
Yay!
Holy cow.
Time
Total.
ticks forward, and
I
the threats
also
that
feel like it was a good
align
idea.
continue to grow in power.
Uh-oh. Still, it was time well spent, I think.
Would have sucked if you guys had that time click forward and no one rolled it at good. Everyone rolled below 7, but you all have pretty good willpower. You were all gonna get something from the tree.
My willpower's terrible. I just rolled well.
Ah.
But yeah, that was
Wow.
good. Well, I'm going to get up and share everything that I learned with everybody right away. I'm excited. So, I tell you all that the great trees saw fit to share with me the information that the Whispering Ruins holds an item of power, or items of power that we're meant to get. Heroes, it's stored there for heroes, and that not only is it a place where not only is it a place where things are buried to keep the world safe from those things, but also to keep those things safe from the world, more or less. So and that the other places of power within the Darklands are all north of the Whispering Ruins, either north, northeast, northwest, whatever. Nothing south of it, so we don't have to search that direction.
Okay. Well,
That's
thank-
good. That narrows things down.
Yeah, it narrows things down a lot. It helps. And we may even find clues to the other locations from within the Whispering Woods itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned.
On the other hand, Zevon's gonna. If someone else asks Zevon what she found out, she's gonna dodge the question.
Hmm.
And Bernius and Vibius give you a look, then they give more Duncan a look, and then Aether a look, and then all the other weird shit here a look, and like,
Thank you for indulging me, everyone. I really appreciate it. And then I'll walk around to the whole group and give each one of you a hug.
Ugh.
Brinius is very uncomfortable with hugs. Vibius is happy to give hugs.
Well, then
Aw.
lean my ear across him instead.
And Brinius is the sort who would be like, "Oh, an animal's paying attention to me. Oh no, what is it gonna do? Pet, don't bite me. Oh, you're friendly. Never mind. I'm okay now. More pets? No, I'm good." Like, oh, okay then. Someone's not good with animals.
Is one of them actually named Vibius?
Vibius, this one.
Okay. I don't know why I read that. I think when coupled with the actual picture on the thing, it made me think vibe.
He's just vibing.
Vibius. Isn't your name spelled Vibius? Shut up. All right, okay.
Anyway, okay, but yeah. Thank you so much for indulging this. I feel it was worth my time. Hopefully it was
I'm
worth everyone
inclined-
else's time too.
I am inclined to agree. Just a shame that Eckhart could not be here. This seems like his sort of thing.
He ate and drank too much at the party last night. It can't be
Yeah.
helped. That's a good excuse for why not. He's on the train recovering from a night of partying. Now we'll let him decide, but that's a funny joke. You said Severn is going to be tight-lipped. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, what about you, more Duncan? Did you learn anything?
I did. I certainly, what's the word? I'm not quite. I think I know what one of our foes will look like.
Oh.
And I also think I know their weakness.
That's incredibly useful.
As well, in addition, their weakness will be fire. In addition to that, I also know that they're after the artifacts as much as we are. And that they will come after us once we start collecting too many of them.
Well, that's sounds like someone we're gonna have to keep an eye out for.
Agreed.
I'll keep my head on a swivel.
I wasn't sure which expression you people use would be more appropriate. Sorry. I'm not supposed to use the phrase "you people" either, am I?
Not exactly fancy person. If it works, it works.
Well, I guess we should get moving then, if we're on a time crunch now.
Yep.
At least now we know more about where we're headed and what we're doing. I'll turn to Lucy and say, "Forewarned is forearmed." Is that a phrase?
Indeed, it is.
Okay.
Yes, in the classic Coriostellum war treatise, my Helianus is war for dummies.
That's really the name?
Not all our scholars are good at naming things, says Ambrinius.
I was gonna say maybe you should have workshopped that one.
Look, he was good at war, not naming things.
Right. Okay.
So you'll ascend back up to High Mount.
Oh, what
Yes, we do.
that was a just non sequitur.
Anything happen on the way up? Nah, it's a safe road. You're fine. Wee.
So one thing about conversing with trees is they're not very personable. I guess you've noticed they don't really have a lot of small talk.
What's the small talk is? Hey, it's raining over there. It's dry over there. Like, that's nice to know.
Bang.
What's really crazy is they could be talking about a single subject for like 50 to 100 years, and to them it's still current.
Eventually, you're able to arrive back at High Mount once again. And, actually, is there any shopping you do before you call for the Duke? Because he'll be able to meet you in the morning, or unless you wanted to leave that night when you arrive.
Well, I think we've already all filled our inventory points, so as far as shopping goes, good, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We did
Yep,
that
I'm-
last game.
I'm full.
Same.
Yep, I'm good.
So you
We're ready
all-
to go then.
So as you call for the Duke, there's only a minimal wait of maybe like 15, 30 minutes for the message to get to him, and then for him to come down to the train yard. 'Cause
Nice.
Well, I hope the commune with the sacred tree was enlightening. I always find conversations with the tree a pleasant experience, at the very least.
I would never speak for everyone, but I believe for most of us it was a fairly fruitful experience, yes.
Fruitful tree. Sorry.
What?
Just found that a little funny.
I wasn't intending anything. I
It's a
swear.
pun. It's a pun.
Okay.
I'll pat him on the shoulder.
Right. So, where would you like your... I assume you're taking the train with you.
You have a map where I can point you the way?
Let's see. He motions for someone at the... He motions for all of you to follow him into like one of the train houses. Like a little train master's yard. He unrolls a map. And he doesn't have a map of the Darklands, but you're able to kind of describe, what's here. So you're the reason why why anyone in this party knows what these hexes are.
Right. So I'll sort of describe these regions and, have like a separate slip of paper that I'll put over the map and draw on that slip of paper.
Okay.
So that this little set of hexes that are however many across. Let me see here. I guess they're 40 kilometers across. Or technically 50, go all the way, but it's edge to edge.
Yeah.
But I'll say that we probably want to arrive in the center hex. Like we want to be right at the whispering ruin, if possible, in that area. Like obviously we won't land directly on top of everything, but in that hex seems like the safest bet
Right.
in that area.
Well, Train Master, you're the one that knows the ley lines.
And I do. Shall I use recall?
Don't you actually have the book?
Oh yeah, I do with the book. I guess. Good point. That saves some time.
You open up the book, do a bit of reading. I will call for a roll here. Insight's part of it. I'll give you +2 because you do have the book in front of you. Because you're looking at areas you've never been to, so it's a lot of you guessing. But it's +2 because you have a book that is very well drawn.
Can I roll to see how well my part of the map comes out to help?
You can roll to assist, definitely.
Yeah, roll to assist by helping with my map, right?
Yep. So as long as you get 10 or more, then you'll add a +1 to the roll on top of it.
Okay. What attributes are you choosing for half of it?
Insight's going to be half of it.
Insight.
Okay, well, I'll do a double insight then.
Does this bonus still apply? I found it on my sheet.
It would. You've been to the highest point in the world.
9. I guess that's not good enough to succeed.
Well, don't worry.
Oh.
Freaking
Yeah,
Demeril
good.
knows how to read her book, apparently.
Very good.
Good golly.
It's almost a double too. Too bad.
What's
Still really
wrong
good.
here?
Hot damn.
You doubted me.
Well, we're helping. It's not my fault I didn't actually help. We helped.
A little gremlin.
Didn't Corby say the only reason we knew anything about this area was because my character was from there and described it all?
Yeah.
So
It's like, hey, look, I got pretty precise. Could you be more precise? I don't draw maps for a living.
right. Like, I don't even know what a cartographer is or know that word. So
You think it's someone that has to do something with carts?
Right. Well, maybe that's why they call it cartographer, because you need the map for the carts to run on.
So you know exactly that there are ley lines. You know all the ley lines within the Darklands. And actually what's unique about it is that usually when you have like two places of like junctions like this one, like turns, they can splay off like this one does. This one splays off to here, right?
Mm.
Normally this would splay off like this way to a nearby village, because villages and towns are built. Not that people mean to, but that's just how it happens, is that people build where the ley lines go. This one is very self-contained. And you can tell that that's, especially as someone from the Sultanate, that's intentional. Someone purposely contained the Darkland ley line network.
Yeah.
I see.
Furthermore, I believe we already know that the places of power will all be on the ley lines too.
This is not a place of honor.
What?
Okay.
It is a land that lacks democracy and liberty.
It's ultimately democratic. Everything chooses to live. They just don't all succeed.
All right, so there's a ley line right next to it. So, all right, well, at least you won't get stuck. So, as long as I put it there, okay. All right, I can do this.
Corby, was it accurate for me to say that I believe that all of the other places of power will be directly on a ley line?
That's correct, yeah. Because
Well,
because place of powers would be
that
built on
narrows
the
our
ley
search
line
a lot.
similarly.
Yeah, that narrows our search drastically,
Yeah.
because we only have to search the ley line now, and we can do that from the train.
All right. Well, if you're ready to set forth, I will align the Emerald Gate, and once you see the Darklands, ride forth.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
You all go to board the train.
I climb in my cubby.
The big mean train can't hurt you in here.
The what?
The big mean train can't hurt
Right.
you in here.
I really just wanted a place to be like a cat and look down. The cubby was just all that was available. It still works.
You see the Duke raise up his hands to the gate. People start gathering around to watch him do this, but it seems the people of Highmount are very used to him doing this, so they know how close they really can get to what's happening. His entire cloak that drapes behind him, it's instead of being a still scene of stars, it begins to move and shift in alignment with the stars above. His hands glow a bright purplish blue, and he waves them across in the drawing some sort of symbol in the air. And the emerald gates, instead of shifting from one place to another, suddenly start to coalesce into a single image of a marsh cloaked in darkness and mist. And then the city of Highmount vanishes before your eyes, and as the gates lift away and open, You see the glow. You see the train tracks that lead into the city, and then it suddenly turns into you, Zevin. As you start activating your engine, you see the ley lines just hover over the marshland, aiming you toward the Whispering Cavern.
As we go through the portal gate transition, I will, of course, blow the horn on the train. Just because I can.
Little kids start cheering. Regular people start cheering as they know that you guys are heroes off. And this is a rather grand thing they're seeing. They haven't seen a train enter through the gates like this. They didn't know you could do it this way. And as you pass by, as you start trudging forward, the Duke kind of steps out of the way, and he kind of bows to you all as you pass him, and pass through the gate, and vanish from High Mount.
A little casual 2-finger salute.
No travel roll required because you instantly travel the world in one move.
Nice.
Wowee.
But it's evening. Remember, it's the end of the day. So
Yeah.
we arrive at night, just as if we just finished a long day's.
You see barely a hint that the stars persist or the moon hanging over the sky. The trees,
heavy
with what
cloud
life they
cover trees.
have seem barren, but to those who know what to look for, there's something there. And hiding in the mists around you, something lurks. But it does not grow any closer to this place. Ether, you can sense that this is a place that wildlife avoids. Most wildlife will travel wherever they wish. If they're of the Darklands, this is their home. This is their place. And if they want to go somewhere, they get to go there. But this place, no. This is a danger place. Even you can feel right through your ears just this sense of, oh, this place is very dangerous.
Sure. I've probably avoided it in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, I came here once and found my staff, but yeah.
It's like, I'm going to take this staff. Do I want to look around in there? Nah, I'm good. I'm just going to leave.
Yeah. No, I'm good. This is good. Hell, I probably only went there when I was being chased by something and used it to ditch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like diving in a lake to get away from the bees.
It's like, aha, it's not chasing me anymore. Look at cave.
Oh. Now I know why.
I know why. You have the right idea, buddy. I'll just go this way.
Perfect.
This is the sort of place where a predator would rather go hungry than chase its prey here. That's how scary this place is to beasts of the Darklands.
Well, I'm going to say that since it's, nightfall, that a full description of what we'll see can wait until morning, and I have ideas for that. But I would say that the night is somewhat overcast. I wouldn't say rainy or anything, but, dismal and chilly, and the trees are all like weeping willow type things. So they're dense foliage, but they're not the kind that's comfortable or comforting in any way, like deciduous trees. Rather, they leave you feeling sort of, creeped out. Cool?
Just don't look for any vampire lords.
But we should probably camp on the train tonight and start in the morning. I don't recommend that we begin at night. I mean, I guess we can since we're going underground anyway, but I don't think it's a wise move to start with the witching hour ahead of us.
Agreed.
Well, hopefully this loads in a stable way. There we go. Should be saying mostly blackness.
So far, it's all I've got.
And then there should be
there
an
it
area
is
up
up
here.
north.
Well,
I
I'm
see now.
going to reload this page.
Yeah, I just had to back up enough to see where we're starting.
Okay, now I see it.
Sure is a dark map. Oh, there it is. Top left.
Yep, top left.
I got it now.
Yeah, even in daylight, it's almost like the marshlands are benighted. But you can tell there's a sun. It's you can actually things have a harder time hiding in this daylight? Question mark. Whereas to Aether, it's like, yeah, it's a sunny day, as sunny as Darklands get, but you know, you can see fine.
Right. I was imagining that just the entire region is typically almost always overcast.
Yeah.
So even on a bright day, it's all, you know, sunlight that's being filtered through heavy clouds, bouncing off the ground, and then bouncing back off the clouds several times.
Yeah.
So it's one of those weird things where it's kind of dim, but if you don't watch yourself, you'll still get a sunburn because the sunlight is being hitting you multiple times.
Before you
Like
all,
like what happens on high mountains.
before you all, is a locked out again. Stop doing that. Before you all is a. Actually, I wonder if doing that because of. Alright, I'm getting blank screens every once in a while on the stream. We're still fine. It just. That's weird. I'll figure that out later. Whatever. Before you all, there is the upcrop of rock out of the marshland. But instead of an opening of cavern, you see a obsidian arches, colossal in scale, foaming with mist, as if it is the source from which stream is good for us watching. Okay, good. I'm glad. Weird. And you notice that there are faint, softly glowing glyphs across the floor and floating amongst the air. And you can hear whispering, 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 coming from the opening.
Can I listen to that whispering?
You certainly can. Willpower is part of the problem.
Let's see.
Is it language of the beasts, monsters, or trees, or not really?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to parse it out too, I imagine. That half of it was willpower?
Yep.
Bummer.
Willpower
2
insight.
3s. Not enough. Oh, wait. Yeah. It's a doubles, but it is also 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that willpower's holding me back.
That's an 11.
There we go.
Three of you wander forward into the mist, listening carefully, listening intently. The whispering and whispering, whispering, whispering. And the whispering continues. And then as Zevin begins to give it voice, as she whispers her every doubt, her every fear, Aether begins doing the same. And it's almost like they're a chorus, dissonant and discordant with each other, as you each take 10 damage, as you slowly pull yourself out of your nightmare.
Okay.
Wait. Who does?
Zevin and Aether. Lucius, you hear the whispering and the whispering and the whispering, whispering and whispering. And you hear it's the whispers of fear, the whispers of confusion, the whispers of despair, the whispers of fear, the whispers of confusion, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to listen to that anymore. That's uncomfortable.
Ha! I will not let myself fall to such dismal and despairing feelings. I am Lucius Avantus.
All right,
Hey.
this place is haunted. Let's get moving.
Swamp's haunted.
Is this like
Listen.
just an archway you said? Like an
Yeah.
open portal?
Oh yeah, just
Okay.
full of mist and runes.
I'm gonna like, get some stuffing out of my pack. I don't know if that requires an inventory point or whatever, or just, regular things as opposed to
Regular
anything
adventuring stuff
extra.
doesn't cost anything. It's only if it has
Yeah, I'm
a
just
special use that I'd be calling for.
stuffing some stuff in my ears and walking past it.
Stuff.
Block the sound.
You'll step forth through the mist.
Yep. I got a black screen where I'm stepping, by the way.
If your steps, oh yeah, that's because you vanished before the eyes of your fellows.
Okay, well, yeah, I just go right in. I stuff my ears so I don't hear this shit and I pass it.
The whispers whisper and whisper and whisper. And what movements do Duncan, Demerel, and Aventus do before this mist, this archway?
I will move and examine the archway.
You said something about mist making it hard to see.
Yeah, it's choking up the archway. There, you can see there's an archway, there's an opening, so you can't just walk right through it. As you saw Ether do exactly that.
If the whole area is kind of misty, I may spend some inventory points on a lamp or some sort of a burning flame to kind of burn off some of that mist.
For 2 inventory points, you can have a blessed torch, which will help clear the mist as you progress forward.
Okay, sure.
Because a regular torch wouldn't cost anything, but something that's going to clear out this cursed mist. It doesn't clear it completely, but it will keep you and whoever's near you safe from the mist as it kind of parts away from you. The runes are still there, but the mist goes away. More Duncan, give me insight as part of the problem.
Okay.
What?
Just do insight, I think. Aw.
You stare and you stare and you stare, and then you begin to whisper and whisper and whisper your every fear, your every doubt, and get out of your head as you take 10 damage.
Ow.
I just lean back through the archway and tell them, come on in, it's safe.
Coming in, it's safe, it's fine. Don't worry about it, everything's fine, it's safe.
What do I find on the other side anyway? Or I'm blind.
You don't know. You will find out if people come to you, because otherwise you're by yourself in there.
Fair enough.
Oh well, if Aether's going, so is Lucius.
Into the darkness and mist he goes.
All right, I'm gonna quietly take more Duncan's hand, just so we don't get lost.
Okay.
Guess we're going.
Yeah.
Into the darkness. They find light. I can find the reveal token. There it is. You see sconces on the walls gleaming on the other side against the black walls, and you hear the whispering and the whispering and the whispering. But the whisper's dull as well. Ether doesn't hear a thing because you've stuffed your ears with cotton, as it were. And Zevin, but as Zevin steps forth with the blessed torch, the whispering just kind of fades off. It's still, the lights are still here, but you get the feeling that the blessed torch is the light you'd rather have.
Definitely. So what do we see in this room?
You see obsidian floors, obsidian walls, the glowing torchlights. You see the runes that still glitter and chase about the floor and the air. You see an
I'll take
opening
out my
that goes forth into another chamber, and through that chamber, a stairway that leads downward.
If we're not rushing, I'll take out my notebook and copy down some notes from my book of runes that I'm building.
Willpower is part of the problem.
Okay. Of course, it's willpower again, not insight. When are some of these going to be insight based?
When you can decide the other side's insight, but it's the
Yeah, it
GM's.
has to be. An 8.
You start to sketch out the runes, and then no, you drew it wrong. No, you have to try again. No, you
If
did
I
it
don't
wrong
get
again.
it right, then I'll just draw a line through it and put it away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste any more time on it.
The good thing is you take no damage because the whispering can't affect you because the blessed torch is nearby.
Are there any sharp edges pointing out from this obsidian, or is it all smooth?
It's shockingly smooth, though you get the feeling that with a good blow, you could probably cause sharp points and corners.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Obsidian can be very, very sharp. Don't want to do that. Unless there's another test here that we need to pass, maybe we should just continue moving ahead. I don't really see anything that looks like we need to confront or deal with. Anybody have any ideas? Do any of these runes look like they give a message or a sign or anything like that, or not really?
You would have to will yourself to look at them. They're uncomfortable to look at.
I'll try it again, but remember how I was well rested? I can, what does that do for me again? I can't remember suddenly. Where was that, hold on, let me look at it again.
It's during a conflict scene, so during a fight,
right.
you can use.
I keep thinking of planning, but we never got any planning done.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hey, oops, I need that. Come back. There we go.
Okay. I'll try again.
Yeah, willpower. It's part of it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just not having a good day today, so.
Yeah. It's very uncomfortable. It feels like these runes themselves are the embodiment of every fear that you've ever held, and it's like, I don't want to look at them. Like you do, but you don't.
Anybody else want to attempt anything while I'm doing all that?
I'm good for now.
7 is notoriously not the most strong-willed person, and she seems more used to technological ruins, not magical, spiritual ones. So, you think there's something back there?
Well, I sort of feel like there's some sort of information these things are supposed to impart. That or
Oh,
they're
oh.
a trap.
Okay, no blowing it up.
No, that's probably not a good idea. Especially if it's a trap. If you blow it up, it could blow up twice.
Agreed.
I guess I'll keep trying, at least while I'm within this blessed torchlight. It's not harming me.
You think to try again, you'd need to rest. In fact, ultimately, when you fail at things, sometimes you rarely get another chance at it.
That's fine.
Until you get a full rest.
Well, I mean,
more.
That's what using a Fabula point is for. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are at 11.
Can we guys use like a bond or something to try to recheck?
Because what they tried to what? Figure out how to open the door.
The doors are open.
Oh, doors are open.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
are they trying?
I'm trying to determine if this is like a trapped room, and we're supposed to like undergo a test to get through here, and if it's safe to walk through or not.
I mean,
As
is there
opposed to
any?
just blundering through?
So is there
Oh.
any writing about?
There's the runes
There's
floating in
runes
the air.
all over the wall, but I'm the only one examining.
Well, I'm gonna try the good old-fashioned check that I've used whenever I've checked out precursor stuff, which is I pick up a rock and I'm gonna like aim it at the doorway and I'm gonna chuck it through and have it land about there-ish.
Like, wah! You throw something in there.
Yeah.
You throw a bit of something in there, and it seems to be glowing with purple lights, like the rest of the floor and walls.
I think that's illicit. I think it's normal.
Unless it
I
doesn't
don't
react to rocks.
I don't see anything up there that looks like it's gonna explode me. I gotta stick one leg out.
Your leg goes through the archway, and it feels slightly warmer.
I'm gonna step in.
You feel slightly warmer.
I'm gonna go with her so she isn't alone.
You feel slightly warmer as you pass through the archway.
When you say slightly warmer, do you mean just like a couple of degrees, or it's uncomfortable though?
Warm, not hot.
Okay.
You weren't wearing a jacket, you now are wearing a jacket, sort of thing. Except you're
Yeah,
indoors.
Okay.
Huh.
But cooler was what it was outside too, because we're in Darklands and it's cool weather.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the entire area down below may be warmer. Is that kind of what I'm getting from it?
You could get that from it.
Okay.
It's geothermal or magic? I can't tell.
What's this thing here?
A lamp, glowing with purple light.
Yeah, I'll examine the lamp.
It seems to be a light with a purple fire. Though you see no fuel that it's burning. Almost like it's just nestled in the metal and, well, not even metal. It's the obsidian carved up into the facsimile of a torch.
And there's just a staircase going down to the east here?
Yep.
And doesn't look like there's anything preventing us from going down.
Doesn't seem to be. Nothing you see anyway.
Does the lamp look like it's removed, or is it like ensconced into the wall?
It has the at a distance. It looked like it was a torch that was sconced to the wall, but when you got closer to look at it, it was kind of carved. It's actually like molded or carved out of the obsidian wall itself.
I'm going to reach out and see if I can pick it up.
You grab onto obsidian.
Yep.
You're holding onto a piece of wall.
Okay, it doesn't move. Right?
No, doesn't seem to.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll just shrug and I'll say I think it's safe to move on, everybody. We should probably all stick together, though.
Agreed.
I'm going to move up to you, Seven, and say, I'm concerned for your safety. May I carry that?
I mean, if you want, sure.
Or technically, it might be better if you just hold on to it and hang out in the middle. And then I'll take the lead and go down the stairs.
Okay, if you insist.
But that way we're all caught within the light of the blessed torch. Like I stay within its area. I don't charge ahead in the dark.
Yeah, so you're all trying
Yeah.
to stay close to it. Because even though this place is lit, it's like, we're going to trust our light, not the lights that are in here.
Right. That's kind of what I was getting at. Right.
It's also a light that moves.
But I sort of feel like this is my domain, so I'll take the lead, take the initiative, and head on in.
You descend down a stairway. In the light of blessedness, find yourself at a landing with lights.
Is it more of those same lights that we saw before, basically?
Yes. You don't see
Okay,
any mist or runes here. You just see the lights in the carved obsidian.
Why does it look like the floor is broken here?
it's the weird play of light of the obsidian, because it's almost like it was very rough. It was very rough and stabby and craggly and sharp, and then it was smooth in one slice.
Right.
So it's
like
preserving
something
that
just-
sort of roughness in the finished
just
floor.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I just keep moving on. I figure this is just, nothing special. What's in this little area of this alcove to the south?
That is a stairway leading down.
I'm heading on down as long as we all go together and stay at the light.
Yep.
I don't really hesitate here at this passageway. I don't think it's important.
Go pierce that sky.
Nope, I can't look in the Twitch.
You find yourselves as you descend, a pressure, a weight held up and aloft by the blessed torch.
Is it just like an oppressive feeling?
A weight. It's hard to tell. It's almost like the light's obfuscating what further understanding.
Okay. You mean these lights are obfuscating it, right?
No, I mean the blessed torches.
Oh, okay. Well, then we might be thankful that we're not able to properly see it.
Yeah.
That might be useful that we don't fully comprehend it.
Oh, there we are.
Again, nothing new to find here at this passage, so I'll just continue on to the east. I'd like to say that I would try to be prepared for something to pop out at me at any moment, because I get the feeling that something dangerous may be lurking. at
You're
any
getting
moment.
jump scare vibes?
Pardon?
Said you're getting jump scare vibes?
Yeah, I guess you'd say the hair on the back of her ears is standing up.
You're right, I do owe you a travel roll, because you are traveling deeper and deeper into this dungeon.
But yeah, she's definitely prepared for danger. And I'll be happy to take the lead for our initiative rolls with my +4 initiative. If it comes to that. Since I'm leading ahead for the party at the anyway.
As you all start moving and moving.
Anything important about this long corridor?
You're going to want to stop there, Ether, because you hear skeletons behind us!
Ah. Okay.
Because they start running forward, Amphibious and Ubius immediately start to get in front, try to block your back, because they've kind of been blocking you guys this whole time.
You want us to move into this corridor, or do you want us to just be right where we are? Or... Okay. Got it. You're putting them down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right.
Stop picking them up. I need these tokens.
It was a joke.
Well, I don't like jokes. Jokes don't make things fun, damn it. Everything has to be serious, including every joke I do, which aren't jokes.
Yeah. Jokes are serious business, goddammit.
Yeah, you see a collection of skeletal soldiers start racing down the stairwell after you guys. But initiative gets rolled.
Undead do not count for creatures that I can learn things from, do they?
I believe your
They do not.
thing highlights. Yeah.
Beasts, I believe.
Beasts and something else. Beasts and
And-
plants, I think it is.
Yeah, beasts.
Yeah,
and
it's
plants.
plants.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to learn anything from these guys. Damn.
Though they might not have spells for you to learn anyway, so if they just have
Oh.
basic attacks, there's nothing lost.
That's true, but I don't know. I'm always looking to add to my repertoire.
Mm.
Increases my versatility and use to the party, All right. Do you want me to roll initiative for the group then?
Although if you're gonna be the one leading, we should all roll initiative to see what kind of bonus.
Wait,
'Cause they're
what?
adding
Oh,
to your
see if
roll,
Y'all
yeah.
can get help. Right. Just see if y'all can add to the bonus, add to the roll. Is that
Correct.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually,
Alright,
I'm
very
wrong. There is at least one of them that is dressed like a mage.
Of course there is. And that's the one that I would have wanted to learn something from.
Yep. That is a 14.
Is that going to
So-
be a thing where I can spend a Fabula point to learn from species otherwise?
I'm treating that as part of your quirk
Okay.
and your connection to the Darklands.
That sounds useful then.
Especially
if you
for
can't-
stuff you're fighting in the Darklands, because if you're somewhere else like the Golden Continent, you wouldn't be able to do it there. But then again, in the Golden Continent, you'd run into plants and beasts, so who
Right.
cares, right? But in the
Right.
Darklands, like you're not gonna run
In the
into a bunch of
Darklands,
plants and
okay.
beasts there.
Well, if he casts something, I'll probably burn a Fabula point to learn. That sounds good.
So that is you get a +2.
Okay. Then my roll is, what is it again?
Dex
For-
insight,
Sorry.
Dex insight.
dexterity insight.
Right, and I get to add +2 on
Mhm.
top of whatever I add.
Correct.
Okay, so I get to add 6. Okay, we have a 12, so that's still pretty good.
Good guys go first.
All right, obviously, we know who wants to go first, so go right ahead, Lucius.
Lucius is gonna run forward and he's going to attack one of these skelly boys up front. He is going to Queen's Gambit. Gonna do sort of basic attack of that's an 11 to hit.
You swing, you stab your spear out, and the skeletal soldier bats it away with strength.
Oh no!
Oh, yes.
An 11 doesn't hit. Uh-oh.
That usually means they're probably weak to magic, though.
Yep.
Don't worry, it
Maybe
stabs
you
you
should have
back.
attacked the mage.
Hang on.
Hang on.
I'm not done. I'm not totally done yet. I am also going to thing on Queen's Gambit. Oh wow, that's a lot. More Duncan gain 15 hits.
As Lucius buys you some time to kind of catch your breath and prepare yourself for battle.
Steel yourself, Duncan. I shall hold off these terrible skeletons.
Oh, actually no, they don't. They approach you with murderous intent, but are silent in their attack. Aside from the rattling of their bones and metal.
Ah,
Shiver me timbers.
Is that what pirates mean when they say that?
oh no.
18 to hit you.
Yeah.
19
Oh,
physical damage
Oh gee.
as he slices at you with a bronze sword. Good guys get to prepare for trouble and hopefully make it double.
Uh-oh.
Anybody want to go next, specifically?
I do, but it's not my turn.
Seven can move back into this room, but I don't think I can get clear sight lines on these guys from back here. Huh?
You totally can. Fabula Ultima.
Yeah, this is side versus side like a RPG, man. You can hit any of them, unless they're flying out of your reach.
You know, since we're in the Darklands, might want to reconfigure Figure that gun for light.
I can't.
Hmm?
I-
Oh, is
Uh,
that something
sev-
you can't set it to?
Seven's gun only has limited elements.
Oh,
Let me show you. Earth, fire, ice, physical, air bolt.
oh, okay.
That's still pretty good.
Oh,
A lot of
that's still
options.
that is still really good. It's like,
I'm gonna give
oh.
it a cursory shot with my current magic cannon, which is set to ice.
Poof. A flurry of ice. Like, as you aim it, your friends kind of see you getting ready to lift your gun, and everyone just goes, oh, and just moves out of the way to give you a clear shot. And the skeletons look like it's is after hitting of Lucius. Who are you shooting? Shooting one of the skellies, or or the mage in the back?
I'm gonna start clearing a path towards the mage.
Okay.
As Seven kind of like it holds up her gun, she looks to get a sight line, kablam, and it's a shrapnel of ice.
Oh, I gotta check something. Oh no.
Did
Oh
you
no, melon.
miss?
Oh no, melons.
Uh-oh.
Does it seem particularly resistant
Ah.
to the cold?
You do in fact hit, if only just.
Well.
And it does not seem to be particularly resilient or vulnerable to the ice attack.
Cool.
It works.
So it takes 17 ice damage. Ow. How much health do you have, friend? You have that much? Cool. That much to it?
Cool.
Ow. Yes,
I see what you
cool.
did there.
Gosh darn it.
I thought you said jokes were serious business.
They are.
They are
Then
to
why-
me.
Yeah, then why are you telling puns?
Because puns aren't serious. That's different.
I love it when people try to say that puns are like the lowest form of humor. I'm like, no, they're actually one of the highest forms of humor because they're based on language and the comprehension and dissonance of contrasting language rules. Low humor is like fart jokes. That's the lowest form.
Yeah.
Well, it is pretty low on the body. Foot jokes would be the lowest. It is a good guy turn. Actually, no, it isn't. It's a bad guy turn. What am I doing? Why am I being nice?
No, we were fine with that.
Yeah. Go back.
The mage begins casting a spell.
Uh-oh.
I spend a Fabula point to learn it. Here, let me just go ahead and throw one out for you here. It'll
You
let me-
assume we have to live through the blast.
Yeah. We have to whatever this spell
Oh,
is.
do I have to
first.
live through the blast first, or can I? I think
you can
the
still
rule
spend
actually
it.
Says I can learn it before it's finished.
Your mom is serious business. She's a high-level lawyer.
What?
Thanks, chat. Thanks, author.
There you go. I'll put your Fabula point where you can't miss it.
Tick. Roll. Easily taken. It casts the spell of Umbra.
Okay. What does Umbra do? Let me open this up and note it down.
Here, I'm gonna copy paste that.
Oh yeah, that'll be better.
Yeah. Boop. It chooses up to 3 creatures. It's gonna choose the 3 it sees first.
That's a good one.
So Duncan, Aventus, and Demerel all get Shadows of Umbra loom over them. Expensive MP though. I have to spend 30 MP to do that. That's
Ooh.
fine.
Oh, I know what I'm doing next.
Insight, willpower. Ba. Ooh.
And
8
who did he hit
versus
with
your
it?
magic defense. Lucius, Moore, and 7.
What? What number? Did you say 8?
8.
8 will
Oh.
not hit.
8 will not hit.
8 does not hit.
Yay,
A wave of umbric darkness and shadow blasts by all of you, and you're able to kind of weather the attack. It seems the spell wasn't formed well enough.
You might have missed it earlier. Duncan, you got 15 hit points.
Oh,
I did a thing to give you 15 hit points.
sweet.
Good guy turn.
Whoops. I should be at 20, not 30.
Let's see. HR plus 15 dark damage.
What am I doing? There we go.
Oh,
There
you
we
only had 5 hit points?
No, I was at 15 total.
Oh, then you'd be at 30 out of 30, unless
Yeah,
you
you-
only have 20 hit points.
Except I've got that special thing
Oh, right.
from that being we encountered, so my max HP is -10.
Oh, that's right. Ooh.
But at least I get resistance to ice and fire out of it. Also vulnerability to light.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we know who's going next, or y'all want me to go next, or what's the plan?
Presumably more Duncan.
Sure, I can go. I'm gonna use my gadget ability by rolling 3d20 and spending 4d20. I'll spend 5 inventory points to do this. Yeah, not cheap, but that's okay. 7 dice. 5 40 20. What am I doing? There we go. So 3, a 5, a 15, and a 10. So 3, 5, 15, 4, 10. Alright, I will do I imagine these things are probably resistant to dark. So I'm gonna give them or sorry. What do I want to do?
I said it depends who you want to hit. Good.
So I'm gonna go with one enemy that I see that is present. Actually, has anyone taken damage aside from me?
I have.
anyone taken
I
damage?
have.
2 folks
I
have.
took damage from a trap earlier, but it's very minor.
So scratch that. Me and every ally present on the scene is going to recover 30 hit points.
Oh, great. Oh, that.
Yeah, that feels
good.
good.
Huzzah!
What does
Thank
that look
you.
like?
I mix up a concoction and then hand folks potions from it, or sips from it.
How very polite of you.
Yeah,
She runs around, gives each person just a little sip.
basically.
In the middle of the battle. That's great.
Yeah.
18 to hit Lucius.
Yep.
Oh, and they're trying to take you down.
19 physical as he slashes a bronze sword into you.
Well, I'm back to 26 again.
Ethier.
Okay. Which one did you hit? The one on the right over here? Lucius? Is that the one you hit
Yeah.
here?
I didn't hit either of them.
Okay, so
'cause I
none of
missed.
the enemies have been damaged yet, is that right?
Nope.
Oh, we're in trouble then.
No,
Okay.
7 damage.
Oh,
one
wait,
of them.
no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 7 damaged. Actually, you're right. 7 did damage that one, but
So this one's got damage, but he ain't hurt bad.
He isn't in crisis, no.
No. Okay, well, I'm thinking we need to reduce their numbers, but my best damage is a spell. Not only that, but I suspect they may be weak to fire, so I'm going to go ahead and target the one that's already been damaged with my fire breath spell. I will charge forward past everybody and get into the front of the battle.
He
And
just very quickly moves out of your way and swaps with you to give you room.
as I do so, you see that my my right hand is turning into like a flanged mace kind of a weapon, and it's rather than striking with it though, I well up power from within me and briefly transform into a shadow wolf and breathe fire all over it. Wow, is that a bad roll? I'd like to Fabula re-roll that.
To what
That is
trait?
Obviously, that is going to be my, where is it again? Oh, right, I only have Curious Creature written down. I didn't write down the rest of them yet. I need help coming up with good traits, guys.
well, I know one thing you could pull on. Clearly, I'm not doing a good job of leading this assault.
Oh, that is a really good one. I'd like to pull on my bond of mistrust. towards
Bond
Lucius.
works differently.
Oh, so it's not a trait. Okay,
Oh, no. It's not a trait, but it does do something else.
okay.
We'll see what bonds can help with rolls as well. I just have to see what it does. Because it's the
Alright.
first time we've spent to a bond, I think.
I think part of my problem is when I made my character, I don't think I went through that step where I chose traits to describe my character. So I need a little help from you guys deciding what those should be. I have Curious Creature, and that one fits really well, but I need one more, and I'm not sure what would be most appropriate.
On what Curious Creature is for
It
your
sort of represents how she's basically trying to learn about the world.
That's
and
right,
very
that's
curious
right.
about everything, right?
that's your identity, I think.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's part of her identity traits.
Yeah, then the other one is, I assume, theme. So that's the question of what is the theme of your character's
Right.
like,
It's
story.
I believe I mentioned before that it was going to be something along the lines of Vivi's existential crisis of learning about herself and her place in the world,
Self-discovery
self-discovery, that sort of thing.
yeah, self-discovery is a good theme.
Okay. Then I'm not sure how I can draw on those themes in this moment.
Well, we'll see what comes up with the bond.
Yeah, what can I do with the bond then?
I'm still looking it up.
Okay. is
Embrace
pretty
patience.
Sorry.
Oh, so if you invoke a bond, you add the strength of that bond to the result.
Oh no, I want
Oh.
to reroll. I want to use a Fabula point in a reroll. I guess it would fit in with my self-discovery because I'm trying to understand, or my Curious Creature, because I'm trying to understand if these things are weak to fire or not, and I have to hit them with fire to do that.
I'll take that.
Okay. Thank you. Let it go. Did it take? Yeah, it
Yep.
did. Okay. Let me reroll. How did I get off the magic page? I don't know. Okay. Does a 9 hit the skelly?
Thankfully, yes.
Okay. Then it's 20 fire damage.
Ow.
And that's not even a good roll.
Uh,
Hopefully he's weak. to it.
Unfortunately, he is not, but thankfully, he is not resistant to it either.
Well, we've learned that he's not weak to fire or ice. And I've
And
heard him,
you
as I
see
put him in
that
Crisis.
you see a good chunk of his bones have charred, and he's moving a lot stiffer as he has fallen
Okay,
into
good.
crisis.
Okay, good. And yeah, I guess that's going to be my turn. I am also intentionally up front for the moment, so I'm at risk,
This one
trying to draw hits.
gets a running start. Thunk. Jumps down the stairway and then swats at Zevin Demero.
Oh.
Hit me with your best shot.
Dunna, dunna. Sorry.
Great song.
But I don't have the rights for it, so I can't sing any more than those 2 notes.
Of course. Of course. We can refer to it all we want, though. That's fair use.
Yeah. That is
I presume.
20 to hit you.
Jesus.
20 to hit. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
20 physical
ooh,
damage.
Ooh. I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine like that picture I put up there earlier.
I'm at 35. I'm not in crisis yet.
Bad guys acted last, therefore good guys act first this time.
I'm actually going to do something a little different from what I've typically been doing with my build. I would like Mage Guy in the back. I yell out to it, "Hey, Mr. Skeleton Mage Man!" Does he seem to understand me?
He might.
Okay. I am going to condemn. Opposed insight willpower.
Okay.
What does condemn do when it succeeds?
You'll see.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't get any bonuses.
Just look it
now.
up on your sheet then.
Hang on. Out of here. Hang on.
It's almost a bumble.
Yeah. I'm going to spend a Fabula. Fourth scion of the House of Ventus. I'm about to lay a verbal smackdown onto this man.
Yeah.
Ho
Your
ho.
traits won't let you fail.
Ho 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 ho. What kind of leader leads from the rear? A true warrior leads from the front. And, I'm going to roll that again. That was gross.
2 and a 1. Garbage roll. 5. That's better.
Not enough.
Not
I'm
enough.
gonna do it one more time.
One more time. Celebration. Sorry. Anyway.
Oh, cool.
Come on.
There
we
you go. That worked.
Fuck out of here. I spend 5 mind points. By the way, that's what that cost me.
Okay.
I spent 10, by the way. Go ahead and do that. My bad.
And he immediately loses 10 mind points
Oh, that sucks.
and is now dazed.
And he spent 30 before, so.
He
know,
seems
'cause
to
I just
actually
learned
be
his spell.
dazed. He is not immune to that effect.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
nice. Good to know.
That's unfortunately my turn. That's all I can.
Daze, as a status effect, brings down his insight by 1. That sucks. He needs that for spellcasting. You know what?
Yeah.
Take this. Umbral Fire.
Who's he targeting again?
He is going to target Lucius, Aether, and Duncan.
Okay.
Another 30. Very expensive, but
Worth it if he hits us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super worth it. Fortunately, his
something-
insight die is reduced, so thanks for that, you jerk. I'll get my
Yep,
fancy
sorry.
D8. I have to use a D6 now. Well, if I roll a 6, it doesn't matter that much, does it?
Fuck. Oh,
Oh, that's gonna hit us all.
Yeah,
God damn.
15 against your magic defense.
oh yeah, that hits.
Yeah, that's gonna hit all of us. So we all take how much damage? I roll plus 15. Oof.
Yeah, I think we're
23 dark damage.
For everyone.
We'll know for 3 of us.
Okay.
Seven's the only one who doesn't take it.
Yeah. Oof.
I am at 3 hit points. I'm in crisis.
How much did it do?
2-3.
23. I'm not in crisis, but I am screwed up pretty bad.
Is more down?
That is more than Moore's maximum hit points.
Oh.
I
Boy.
presume you're not sacrificing. You're just being defeated?
He's muted.
Sorry about that. Yes, I am defeated, not sacrifice.
Please
Not
don't
easy.
explode.
Surrender. Which means you gain 2 Fabula points for your defeat. You have a certain little staff, right?
Uh-huh.
That's it's the blessed mace, I believe it was. Blessed staff. Something
Yes.
Like that. As you hold it in front of you like a shield, as the dark energy blasts past you, as you it shatters and explodes in your face, and it knocks you back and you're left groaning and able to crawl a little bit away from the fighting, but you are dazed and not really able to continue fighting. You have lost your mace.
Okay.
Good guy,
Okay.
Jen.
Oh, that thing dealt radiant damage.
Yeah, it did.
We need to reduce their numbers badly.
7.
Yeah, working on it. I think right, we don't have the new rules in place for the cannon. Okay. Quick reminder, what these guys were recruited to what again?
We don't
We
know
don't
yet.
know. We
But
haven't
it's not
found it.
ice and it ain't fire.
Yeah, we haven't. Again, it's probably just they're probably just weak to light, and none of us can generate that.
You can spend a turn doing insight to try to figure out what their
Right.
abilities are.
Yeah, that is an option you can do. Problem is we just lost 1 action economy already.
Yeah. Okay, so out of the 3 of us, Lucius, I think he's gonna have to heal himself.
Oh,
That's okay. I've got
Is
an
it okay?
idea.
One of us has to spend a turn to insight, and if it's one of the 5 elements, then I can shoot it. But I think out of everyone, I have the best insight, so I might need to take the L on that. Sound
Tell
good?
you what, before you do that, I have an idea. I'd like to just take an action instead. But if
Oh.
I'm right, we'll know one of the weaknesses. Is that cool? I'll just go ahead and go now and take my action.
Well, if you're sure.
I've got a pretty good idea. I'd like to transform myself into like a blunt instrument and hit it with something physical and blunt. I believe they may be weak to shattering attacks of some sort.
well,
So I'm making a
isn't it-
martial arts attack with my shape-shifting powers.
just it's all physical though.
Yeah, but I suspect that might be what they're weak to.
I
Oh.
hit them with a physical attack earlier. Did that do anything?
No, you missed, remember?
Oh, that's
You
right,
missed.
I missed.
You did miss. Okay, so I'm going to hit the one that's already weak,
The one in
and
Crisis,
that
yeah.
way, even if it's not targeting a weakness, hopefully it'll finish it off. But the name of my actual power, so I can explain it better, is part of my mutations. It's the acromorphosis. So my unarmed strikes deal extra damage, and I gain a bonus to my accuracy checks with them. So,
Okay.
but basically, at the beginning of every turn, I can pick what weapon it becomes or what category.
It's almost like the
So-
T-1000 thing where they shapeshift their arm into different weapons, except you're doing it with your body.
Yes. So I guess I would make it, a big blunt weapon.
Okay.
Like a staff or whatever. But it still counts as unarmed for my rules.
Right.
Anyway, let me go to the equipment section where I can find my unarmed and make that roll. Yep, I already set it up. All right, so I just roll this. Does a 12 hit him?
It does.
And it's 18 physical damage, baby. Hopefully he's weak to it, since I was trying to find his weakness.
Gah! You smash into him. He tries to block the hit, but you force the blade kind of back into him, and you were able to smack into his armor plating, and he kind of buckles back, and then he took the damage. He's not resistant, but he sure isn't vulnerable.
Damn it!
This
Well,
is why I was
we
gonna
know it's
insight check.
not gonna work. Sorry. Well, I mean, I'd have done this anyway, so. It's
Don't
not-
worry.
I think it's their turn first, though.
This one is going to attack Lucius.
Trying to take
Oh.
you down.
It sees the weakness,
Mhm.
and it's quite cruel. So it's going to attack who it thinks it can drop quicker. How do dice work? There we go. Sorry. Oh, for the love of...
Yeah, I'm out.
It shatters your spear in two.
Again. God damn it. Not again.
Umbris and Vibius very quickly grab hold of you and yank you back from the line before it does the fatal blow as you are exhausted and bloody and beaten.
Yep, we're gonna lose this.
Don't say that.
Turn goes to
Jeez.
7.
Okay. $35 health. I am not in crisis, so I can't. Ooh, this is tough. The action economy is real.
But if we take down this one that's almost down, at least it'll be a little better. This guy's almost down, I think.
Do you have like your multi-attack stuff?
I do. It's a matter of damage type. I think I just have to stick with ice. I don't have the action economy to reconfigure it. I think we're just stuck with this.
And
Nope, my mouse has stopped double clicking. Okay, where did I put it? There it is. Multi. And now I will shoot. Twice. Ooh.
oh,
I'm spending a Fabula on this.
To what trait? I too
Uh,
get stuck on ice.
Rough and tumble. I have been in scraps before where I've had to fight for my life. This is no exception.
I'll take that.
Oh.
Hey, lost a lot of Fabulas being spent, so hooray.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. damn it. We
Who were you
can't catch a
shooting?
break with these dice.
The Mr. Weak guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 ain't enough. Their armor shields them from your attack. Mr. Crisis attacks Aether because it's mad that you attacked it. Wants vengeance. Ooh, that's not a great roll for it.
What's the hit?
12.
That's gonna get me. Currently.
16.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think any of us have like over an 11.
Note to self, by more accuracy.
16
what was the
physical
damage?
to Aether.
How much?
1, 6.
16. Okay. I'm in crisis.
Oh, you're in crisis? Well, this one was going to go after Zevin, but, no, I'm going to attack the one that's in crisis.
Great. That's not gonna hit me. Is that a fumble of some kind, or just a...
I need double ones.
Ah, gotcha.
8.
Yeah, no.
It tries to swing at you, but it's just too excited. Just, you're like, oh, no, I can see the sword. I'm not unconscious.
He has like a +5 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanely high.
Welcome
Okay.
to level 10 monsters.
Great.
Bad guys were last to act, therefore the good guys get to act.
Okay.
You mind
Yeah,
if I
I'm
go
gonna-
next? Or do you have something planned?
I was gonna barrage again. Try to hit 2 of them.
That's a good idea, because if you get the one that's hurting, then he'll go down. The thing is, if I go before
9.
you, shit. I could increase my defenses so they wouldn't be able to hit me.
Ah, sorry.
It's okay, too late now.
Hey, okay, chill out, everyone. It's just a
I
fight.
know. It's fine.
9 is a miss, unfortunately.
Ah, okay.
I was going to activate my theory of morphosis.
Mr. Crisis is going to attack fellow Crisis Sufferer.
Yeah, I won't get the chance now.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, I was trying to explain it.
And 15.
That's a hit. I'm going to go down.
Yeah, that will defeat you.
Yeah.
Surrender or,
So
or
frustrating, too.
sacrifice.
Oh, well. No, I'm not going to sacrifice.
And, oh, for one, to Fabula for being defeated. There you go.
So far, I'll say one thing about this game that I've sort of absorbed about it,
Mm-hmm.
is that one thing it doesn't do is give you the feel of a quick, fast, a battle where your side just rolls over the enemy. Every fight I've been in feels like it's been rough.
So, I will address that later. Focus on finishing the fight.
Of course, sorry.
Yep. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I am going to have your surrender put a pall of darkness upon you, as your theme changes to one of doubt.
Okay.
You're just able to just barely escape from certain death, but perhaps these fights are too much for you.
Add it.
This one moves to attack 7.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Uh, 14 to hit,
14 hits.
19 physical.
Okay. Nice. 16. 16, I'm in crisis.
Another skeleton charges up to you. Tries to finish you off. Pretty sure that hits.
That will hit.
19 physical.
And down. I choose to surrender.
The lot of you are forced to retreat away from the skeletons, deep blindly moving through into a labyrinth you don't quite understand. But you know if you stand your ground, you're simply just going to be cut down. Into the darkness you run. Perhaps escape will be something you can achieve next time. And the thing I'll address with the fights, because I know they're pretty hard and they're gonna get harder. The fights you do have generally are gonna be ones that matter. And the fact that it's pushing you all into spending Fabula is important. That means your characters do get stronger and better. And every time you surrender, bad things do happen. Things break. You're pushed to the brink. Your characters change. But you get stronger every time, so long as all you do is surrender.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And if a character sacrifices, a lot of damage can happen. But it's understandable during a fight like this. Probably not a sacrifice fight. Like, that's usually a, oh god, you know. That's probably, I doubt any of you are going to sacrifice unless it's like the
Boss
big
fight,
bad
right.
guy that you've been
Right.
warned about.
Your personal rival, etc.
Yeah.
I get it.
And yeah.
But yeah, if only I had been targeted and taken a little bit of damage earlier in the fight,
Yeah,
I could have, transformed earlier and then tanked the
Yeah.
blows for the team.
yeah,
It's like everything just went completely wrong for
Yeah.
a set battle.
Yeah.
that just happens.
New
And the
team
dice
member.
times,
totally
and-
You're off.
favored.
Yeah. And we don't have our tank, and
Well, that's
Um,
just it. Once I Etheria form, I actually have a 15 physical defense. I can
Good to
tank
know.
too, but I have to activate it. It takes a turn, so
But
yeah. And
I'll
it
remember
costs
that
health.
in the future.
But for
Yeah.
those of you out there, Fabula Ultima can be pretty hard. It can be pretty easy.
The dice were definitely not in our favor.
And
tonight.
sometimes the dice just hit you. But the one
Well-
hope,
Yep.
the one hope I'll say to anyone watching and looking to play Fabula Ultima, people have a good point. You know, it is hard and it can feel. The fights can seem very difficult, but that is the one hope I would say to anyone out there is that hope can be pulled out of the brink, and I think that our heroes will find a way to get out of this. But for those of you watching, thank you all very much for watching. For those of you playing, for all the suffering I put you through today, thank you very much for playing.
I'm interested to see where the story
hope-
goes.
Hopefully
Yeah,
you
me
come
too.
back next week. But yeah, no. Thank you all for playing and watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for the game.
Bye.
yeah, I definitely. I mean, for that fight, I think those skeletons have an obvious weakness that
We just
none
didn't
of us.
find it.